celebrate the return of Canto 8, I've decided to return to an old challenge, the Base ID only challenge. Now, you may or may not know, but I decided to give up on this in Canto 7 due to my dislike of unbreakable coins. However, I've decided against my own better judgment to revisit it for the brand new Canto. But I'm going to be trying something different. For the next 3 weeks, I'll be trying to give weekly uploads where I effectively edit down the story and combat of each Canto into a slightly longer than usual episode. Of course, I'm curious to see how you all feel about this, whether or not you like having my narration of the experience, or if you just want the fights edited down into a more concise format. And, of course, if a boss does... stumbling over my words there. And, of course, if a boss does turn out to be another Backcliff, they will very likely get a video to themselves. Still, anyway, I'm excited to hear what you think in the comments below, if anybody is actually watching this video. And I will see you all soon, hopefully, on a stream. Because next Thursday, I get the feeling things are going to get real. Still, to facilitate any watching experience, I'm going to be linking timestamps in the video. These will allow you to skip between story to combat if you only really care about the challenges of the Base ID only challenge, or if you really want to watch me go through the whole thing. I would recommend putting this video on a second monitor, to be honest. The combat makes up a very, very short amount for this particular episode. But still, without further ado, allow me to show you what happened. Oh wow, we're starting with a fight. How fun. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we want... and then Rousseau and Gregor at the entrance. Let's go. Flowers wilt, petals fall, a drizzle of blossoms, sky blotting, colours fade, fragrance dies, but who shall mourn their passing? To the garden I go, in hand a flower rake, only to pace, lest crush the scattered blossoms I make. Thus, in this troubled world, I breathe. To shut my eyes is my sole reprieve. Little Bao, you must have walked and talked tirelessly on your journey home. I wouldn't say I suffer much, Grandmother. My days were always filled with new and interesting things to see. Oh, what are they talking about over there? They're sitting so far apart I can hardly hear them. I mean, is it even a dining table? I can't even see who's sitting at the other end from here. Is there anything bothering you, dear guest? If this humble servant can help with any... Oh, there's something bothering me, alright? We're in the middle of a meal. Can you please stop? No, not at all. Nothing's bothering us. Everyone looks good. Now about you, my boy. When will you introduce me to your new friends? Oh boy, I never know how to act in front of others' parents. Where should I look? Is it an appropriate size for a polite smile? I hope I don't come up too smarmy. It's nothing to fuss over. Think of this as your own place, and enjoy your time here. Ooh, thank you. But phew, this place is so huge that I can hardly even relax. Alright, I might get in Moscow out for a cup of water. Don't you worry. We have stray people shelters located all around the house for that. Our servants visit them once a month to collect anyone who's unfortunately gotten lost. If they're still alive, that is. Honglu, that has to be the funniest joke you've ever told. I wasn't joking. But I'm glad you enjoyed it anyway. I must ask, Honglu, for I spy no other sibling of yours here. This is quite odd, for I had thought this to be a welcoming party for your return. Hey, it's my welcoming party too. Besides, what makes you think we'd ever want to see their stupid faces? Just to get mad? It's been 10 whole years since we ever shared a meal together. Oh, and don't even think about trying to chat me up. Did you what? But what I said earlier, there is nothing between us anymore. We're enemies. Did we initiate the conversation though? Oh, I'm simply so glad my son Bao has returned. I think that was a translation error there. I think they meant don't try talking to me. I think that was the wrong use of the words, but still. Anyway. So dear Bao, I don't mean to rush, but when are you planning to depart again? Damn, savage. Nothing's been decided yet. Well, I see. I'm simply concerned that you stay here to be prolonged. Perhaps you might fade before your duties are completed. Do you not also agree, Venerable Jiamu? Indeed. Dear Bao, our peerless treasure, tarry not over long in this mundane world. Leave when the time is right, and fulfill your worth. More forced death mechanics? Presumably? Okay, Grandmother, Mother. Throughout the entire family discussion, Honglu's expression remained the same in that tranquil, perpetual smile. Spider's return after years of wandering, being met with the family's obvious push to make him leave as soon as possible. He stands unaffected, although you're expecting this gaudier yet hollow welcome. With his attitude being so positive, I also had no choice but watch as a bystander a few hours ago. Palanquin will be here soon. Palanquin? Oh, so cool. That still sounds fun into your eyes. Isn't that super, Greg? Oh, yeah, so do we can Palanquin us. Words. So, give us a ride all the way to the mansion? These are coming to pairs, desperate to lighten the mood, are particularly appreciated today, as tragically ineffective as they seem to be. Yes, the LCB and Jashihun will be headed to Daguanyuan, Grandview Garden, where one of the most prominent families of H-Corp reside. If they sent a whole palanquin to pick us up, huh? Does Honglu's family already know that we're participating in the family hierarch war? Palanquin. Good to know. It's unlikely that after all, it can be assumed the most likely reason the company waited until last minute to release orders to minimize the chance of invasion leakage. Therefore, it would be correct to assume that the palanquin, God, it's off for me to mispronounce more words, is here merely as a gesture of welcome for Honglu and Jashihun's return, which means the only invited Honglu, Jashihun and their factions can rise in the palanquin to Daguanyuan. Unfortunately, this means the LCCB, Vigilius and Charon won't be able to join you on this journey. Too bad, it would be nice if we all gone together. That's a car there. Is that car being carried? I think those cars are being carried, which is very funny. Spidey is expecting to see our family, but it killed them has a handful more people in that humongous park of house, not like they'd notice the difference. Oh my, how touching. Looks like Miss Jashihun thinks she'll miss us too. What a thing to say to my face after that shameless backstabbing. Haha. I mean, do any of you even comprehend what it means to participate in the family hierarch war? Do you even understand why they called a war when the official name for it is an evaluation? You're risking lives by getting involved in this. Once you're in there, you'll be stalked at every turn by people looking to kill you, including me. Remember how Wei saved your life back at the fake Kezcan? Imagine the same scenario, except this time it could be Wei who's there to kill you. I must say ahead of time, it's truly a regrettable turn of events. I didn't wish to have to fight any of you, but Wei looks so unfamiliar and cold, intense glare. Well, we very much feel the same way, so it looks like we're on the same page. Haha. This means also I'm fair game. You could stab me in the back again, literally this time. Oh no, never. I wouldn't even dream of doing something like... I shouldn't ignore Sinclair's anxious pleas and look straight towards Honglu. This could be the last chance to change your mind, brother. I didn't invite you to join my faction with a light heart. Besides, the family hierarch war isn't something you just definitely decide that you want to participate. I know the life you've lived, Shishun. I also grew up hearing those countless tales about the family hierarch war just as you did. So the weight we're feeling must be the same. Right, this is where our tenuous alliance really ends. Well, not like I care, it did drag on a little too long for a temporary alliance forced out of convenience. We're just going back to how things used to be, that's all. And it's fine by me, I think that's enough chit-chat with you then. Okay, if that's what you want. It is a car, that's great. Shishun. Please don't tell the family that I'll be participating, will you? I was taught to keep this secret for now. Ha, tell me one reason I should do that favour for you now. For someone who supposedly doesn't care, Zuchun appeared rather hurt as she took a moment to let her Honglu biting her lower lip. That car is definitely being carried. You can see the exact same things over here as well. They're carrying the doors. I think this might be what the palanquin are in this version of the city. There's something straight up right to him. Is this even your call, brother? Or are you just following their orders? Jashihun just towards the rest of it. My participation in the family hardcore as I decided. You're still curious to know why then. Zuchun, do you believe my choices carry any significant meaning? Oh, I see what's up, this crap again. So you already know what participating in the war means, but you have no idea why I'd ever let you ask. Why I ever ask you something like that. These are just normal cars. I don't think we've ever seen normal cars in the city before. But these are just properly normal cars. Like, that's strange. Anyway. Fine, looks like I don't even need to hear your reply. There's no point in trying with you anymore. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Except from watching how far you get with this shallow, meaningless attitude of yours. Hey, wait. Zuchun appeared pretty distressed after the exchange, so about to say something. The pilot who had been fiddling with the radio behind Sword began shouting urgently. Well, Manager Sword, a palanquin's been seen coming this way. I'd like to show a bit today. Yes, it was too tough. Let's head on over so we can at least relax on the way there. Nope, we're taking this one. You never think twice about giving things up to anyone, do you, brother? Oh, what the heck do you mean? Come on, let's do this fair and square with her, like, rock, paper, and scissors. Well, sure, why not decide the next hierarch for the game rock, paper, scissors too? There's not supposed to be an end there. I'm noticing a lot of translation errors. Are they sure they got, like, an English translation team to do this one? It's like, okay, hold on, I need to bring this up. I'm not gonna let it slide. Okay, no, it doesn't show up. Zuchun saying, don't try and chat me up to LCB. That's not what that means. That phrase doesn't mean that. It's just don't try talking to me. This is Mandarin, and also I speak some Mandarin, not very well. Yeah, fine, I thought we were finally making some friends out here. Look over there, there's a group waiting for a palanquin. One of them must have been the candidate the client told us about. Everyone, there's a group of hostile-looking people coming away. Shi Yuhua is unlikely to be the only one who's going after the other candidates. Executive manager, we best take care of them before the next palanquin arrives. Yeah, what can we do, right? Let's see how the base IDs do against... Whoa, that is a lot of base... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why do I get 7? That scares me. Why do I get to use 7 units? Okay. Here, because that activates Honglu's, so he'll get more sanity. Oh, 7 is the standard now. That is insane. Right. That worries me more than it helps, actually. That's terrifying. Okay, we can just... Because 7 becoming the norm now means that there's going to be some horrific bosses in the future. Right. I get the feeling a lot of these are just going to be... Let's melt the people, fight over. Let's melt the people, fight... And then we're going to encounter something very, very horrible. But I'm not sure what it could be. No signs of any reinforcements, executive manager. Phew, at least there's an end to them this time. The guys that attacked us when we first got here were endless. That's because we walked right into a trap then. Shallow, but still. Anyway, she shouldn't have appeared pretty hurt by that, didn't she? Honestly though, I get why she feels so betrayed. Remember all those stories about Honglu's family we heard? Imagine you're one of those kids thinking you've finally found, like, a potential ally in your family, only for him to pretty much stab you in the back last minute. Yeah, right, it's really awkward for me too, even though I wasn't exactly involved. Sword chimed in nonchalantly as though it wasn't her who pulled the plug on our alliance at the last second. Anyways, where's our escort? I can't imagine that Hector can't afford to send us guards with a palanquin. His family loved each other enough to send escorts for their safety. I doubt they'd be holding a cutthroat ceremony like family hierarchy evaluations. It's well where might makes right, where the strong prey on the weak. People won't bat an eye even if one of the dozens of candidates is found dead in some ditch on the road. This is my first playthrough of this. Yeah, of this chapter, yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I must have been running my mouth again without thinking about how that sounds. Somebody usually stop me before I go too far. Don't worry, you didn't say anything wrong. It took me a while to realize the other families weren't like this, but there's no reason to be upset by the way things are. What's that ominous metallic noise? Tolling of bells. Bells with the resonance, but unlike any other, normally marked by their clarity. This bell's muddles if it tolls for ill fortune on the horizon. It is literally, this is an ask not for whom the bell tolls. Now that bell serves a resounding reminder that I'm home again. Its bell tolls every once in a while. You can hear its resonance from anywhere in Hongguan. It's restructuring day. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Jian, then there's... Yeah, I don't know that character. Yeah. Huh? But the restructuring day already. She trails off, unable to finish the sentence. A brutal scene unfolds behind us. Oh, are you guys seeing this? The buildings are all starting to shift. As Ismail said, the buildings all tethered to a complicated network of rails are either rising or sinking into the earth. Movement observed from everybody in the vicinity. Everything is changing. The localized shifting and structures we observed yesterday were not as sweeping as this. What we saw last night must have been a premonition of the restructuring day, nudging some buildings' positions for a smoother overall redistribution of space. Let's speak English properly here. Now this is the real deal. Oh, that whole mess was just a premonition. The remnant of old H-Corp that was here long before the current Hongyuan. The structure's been here for quite a while, so we can't know the nature or the purpose of its singularity, but at the moment, they shift based on current H-Corp's restructuring standards. Huh.
최선을 다해서 노력했다면 살만하지 않겠는 만약 그게 아닌 자가 그저 조용히 물러 그 다음 달을 기다리면서 오늘은 몇 명이 어디 놓아야 할 때를
제조립의 말로는
Oh, I see. The consequence of assembly for the victors is an endless plummet, but a terribly distressing sight to behold, unable to do aught but help. Is this another one of H-Corp's idiosyncrasies? I don't know. Did another nest also have their own measures of one's wealth? T-Corp, measures time. H-Corp's measure of wealth and currency is based on how much space a person owns, measured by a scale of what they call rooms. Yes, the measure of one's space is the measure of one's wealth. Exactly, so once I remember the worth of each person's labor and the quantity of their income are measured to determine how much space they're assigned. So they can just kick me out of my own home for no reason? What kind of ridiculous rule is that? Well, it might appear that way to outsiders like us, but calculations behind these retributions are meticulously designed and have been here for a long time. So it seems to me that everyone just accepts them as a natural part of their lives. Have you seen this happen in person too, Honglu? This restructuring day. I have. Sometimes I watch the cityscape from behind the railings of my room. It happened far, far away from me, but I could see it all very well. His expression remains tranquil and still as he calmly reminisces. It was like then when he was merely watching the features of scenery passing by. Daguanyuan, my own home, was never too concerned about the restructuring days. We'd get more rooms some days, but we'd never ever shrink. So I've never been affected by these restructuring days. I only ever witnessed them as they happened beneath me, high up in my room. Fine, I doubt there's anything you could have done, but you just sat on your hands and watched all this shite? Heathcliff trailed off, but I could see he was gritting his teeth. Another palanquin's coming. And as you're right, I think we've chatted enough, so let's get you guys going. This is a palanquin? Yeah, it looks like they sent a palanquin enough to comfortably seat a big crowd of people together. Young Master Jabwao and his 12 honoured guests, is that correct? It's 13 to be precise, but I thought the sword wasn't invited. Whoa, hold your horses. I thought the young Master Bao Yu's faction was just 12 people. On hearing that, Sword began to aggressively strike towards him, calling the palanquin bearer to shrink in fear. Whoa, slow down, lady. We are 12 people, what's wrong? I mean, don't tell me this thing looks like a normal contributing member of a clan to you. What? So I suddenly grabbed my shoulders and presented me before the bearer like I was some kind of product. I mean, that's a pretty unique head one's got there. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it around Hongguan. It's not just a prosthetic in the shape of a clock, I guess, but still. I mean, let me ask you something. Can you imagine why anyone in their right mind would stick a clock where their head's gotta go? Even if they were hurting for cash? No way, ma'am. Never. They're more versatile biomodifications available here in Hongyan than whatever that hack job is. Never in their right mind was. Exactly right. No idea what went down, but this fellow here sure seems to have fallen on hard times. Too bad we live in a world where such misfortune can befall an honest soul like them. Boy, oh boy, looks like one got scammed. Nasty scam too. Whatever backstreets they've got that from must have been a real scoundrel who did it. It's funny that this is probably one of the most powerful augmentations in the entire city. And look, even the clock isn't on time, and this poor person is barely conscious. Look, all they can do is make these weird ticking noises because they don't even have a mouth. Some pretty darn helpful things to say, but I said not to take this face value. It was pretty obvious what she was trying to do. Somebody tell Sword that I'm getting dizzy. Who, if you weren't kidding, who could have done something so awful? Jesus Christ, the text. It's leaking out of the IDs now, it's in the cutscenes as well. It's a real blessing that young Master Bao Yu's got such a kind-hearted soul. He could simply not walk past the Timepiece Emporium without selling this... Timepiece Emporium selling this human being like there's some toy at all, so you pick them up to get their head replaced with something proper. Hongyuan's got more than enough resources for something like that, right? Oh, well, you're not wrong there. It's really easy to swap out your whole body so long as you've got the cash to burn. What, a new head for me? Right, see what I mean? So that's why they told you that young Master Bao Yu only has 12 people in his faction, including yours truly. I see your point, but we can't just let all us aboard. Yes, our young Master fully understands the moral conundrum you find yourself in. We'd like to offer this tiny token of appreciation. So I produced some build from my pocket and smoothly slid them onto the palanquin's bearer's own. Oh man, oh lady, you really shouldn't do this. I really shouldn't. Oh, another thing, I'm sure I didn't need to tell you this, but if a word of this gets out, it might get pretty messy for both of us, and that doesn't have to happen, does it? Indubitably, man. I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart, after all. What's a free ride for the downtrodden, yeah? One of the blokes doing this purely out of interest in the fatness of his wallet. Alright, stop gossiping over there and get on board. Wait, we're leaving Pilot alone here? Pilot seemed to notice me staring in his direction. He stopped fidgeting with the radio and waved at us. Don't you worry about me. Have a safe trip over there. I've got some stuff handled on the outside. Sounds more akin to an extravagant limousine than a palanquin. Oh look, a bottle of champagne. Can I chug this? Of course not. Drinking whilst the mission is. Okay. The click-clack sound promptly put an end to the hubbub the unexpectedly flashy appearance the palanquin caused. A demeanor shift entirely into that of calm and collected strategist, a far cry from the person who was chatting up a storm with the bear just a minute ago. Time to get to work, everyone. Then you'll... Wait, something's going on outside. Long enough sound, Otis's remark, grating speaker whine ran out, followed by the worried voice of the bear on the other end. We're under attack! I thought things were going a little too easy. It's no surprise they're trying... why am I not surprised? Okay, it's just a normal fight. Can I just click wing right? Bets and chat. Can I just click win right? Did I read their passives? I have not read their passives. Please read their passives. Okay, I'll read their passives. Easy money for that's interesting. Oh. Oh no.
해보기는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
I really don't want to say this for Project Moon, but do they have an English translation? Did they have a legitimate English? Because this is reading more like machine translation than this is all reading far more like machine translation than it is literally any other kind of translation. That's like 3 mistakes now. I'm not sure if that "oh no" in full lowercase letters is supposed to be like that, because it's funny as a joke, but if it was the sole thing that I'd spotted so far that didn't actually make sense as proper English, I'd go, oh, okay, yeah, very funny, good joke. I don't know if that's a joke. I don't know if it's actually like that on purpose. Yeah, it's beginning to... okay. The only thing I can think is it's a jokey reference to the really shitty translation of, like, Chinese films to English. That is the only reason I can see for why it's so bad. I mean, it's that of the, like, don't have an English translation team. Or anybody translating English. Because, like, yeah, no matter how I warp the English, there is no way of turning "don't try and chat me up" into "don't try and convince me to be on your side. Don't try and negotiate with..." Like, okay, I can see how machine translation would take the spirit of the message that was presumably written in Korean and go, okay, don't try and chat me up. And in English, that's a very specific phrase. If you were to walk into a room with people and go, I don't like you, don't try and chat me up, there's gonna be problems there. People are gonna take that the wrong way. Or, oh god, what was the other one I spotted? Can't remember now. But yeah, not trying to start a witch hunt, but are we sure? Are we sure Project Moon translated this one properly? Have they been conned again by the sweeper? By the sweeper translator? I mean, the lowercase o no, that has to be public. There's a machine translation wouldn't make it lowercase o no. I don't think. But it seems really strange to make these guys that are apparently a joke enemy so common. Like, is it a Canto 4 situation? Was there a certain amount of spaces they had to fill and they were just like, yeah, fuck it. The first third of this Canto has to be XYZ battles long. Let's just throw some fucking, you know, random goons at it. It'll work out, trust. I mean, okay, if it was machine translation, it would presumably be a lot more issues with translation beyond what's here already. It is probably just Project Moon jank. Entering Daguanyuan now. Despite some troubles on the way, it seemed we managed to arrive at our destination mostly unhurt. Daguanyuan, Honglu's old home. We're running out of time. Fast, I'm sure you understand the most important part of my plan, right? It is unlikely to be a pleasant sight to behold. Troops surrendering. I shall not surrender. Remember, the plan hinges on your patience, everyone. You have to remain calm and wait, even if they freak out and actively try to kill you. There's a chance, however, they might panic. Yap, yap, yap. What the fuck is with everyone up, like, yapping here? What is up with this? The sound hit me earlier with the power move wall of text. Like, Jesus Christ. Has everybody heard of the concept of talking a little bit less? That's a bold statement coming from me, but like, has everyone heard of the idea of saying more with less words? It's not that hard. Anyway, there is a chance however they might panic and immediately order the sinners be executed on the spot. However, it's unlikely the person whose responsibility is to judge the next family hierarchy of Hongguan will make such a hasty response. Exactly, everything's going to be fine so long as the decider has the capacity for patience. Execution, what? Great, I'll follow up with subsequent contact when she's safely completed the first round of the evaluations. Just one for when woman is taught. It's not women in general. Women, I don't have offense with women talking. It's when anyone hits me with a fucking wall of text. I keep them for academic journals. That's the purpose of those. If I need high detailed information, give me high detailed information. Otherwise, this is good. Give me a line of dialogue. I don't need to be fucking hit with the Y2K. I'm a poetry major and I'm going to hit you with my interpretive arts. That's like, I don't need that. Thank you, game. This is good. This is good. You can convey a story like this. Yeah, I actually do this in real life if people talk to me for too much. I just start shouting at them about how they could talk less. Right. What should grow smaller and smaller is the distance between this group, but we're really caught our eyes with scattered humans that are Restructuring dead, evicted from their homes. They're trying to drag their broken bodies off the roads, swallowing and writhing. How do you call it Y2K? No, yeah. Right. It doesn't deserve the name Yik. Oh no, it does deserve the name Yik. It's very fitting for Yik. Y2K is easier to say. Is it Yeet? I don't know. It's not deserving of having its name said correctly. This is horrible. There isn't anything we can do to help, but the futility and powerless will never be effective. Blah, 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 blah. Words. Good exposure to stimuli is recommended to sensitize oneself to this sensation. Right. So Honglu, how do you feel about going back home after so long? Sinclair changed the subject. I don't know. Even that. You don't need to say Sinclair changed the subject. I know Sinclair changed the subject. I can read. Now, I understand. I've seen the PM community Discord server, community hub. I've seen their inability to read. But when somebody goes from one situation to a different conversation, within the sentence of within like a sentence, I know that the change of topic has happened. I don't need, like, you to lay it out for me. I can read. I can piece together. He wasn't comfortable with that. Right. If we need to ask him, lad, I know it can't be easy. Ask me, blind me, I hesitated 1,000 times wondering if I should turn around and leave. What if I knocked on the gates, but she... Ether came to a suffocating stop, his voice trembling lightly as he did so. See, that adds to it. Knowing how they said something, great. 10 out of 10. That will tell me more about the world. If they had said, Heathcliff started describing Catherine. Great. Cool. Wasted a sentence. Glad to see. The Edison is steadied in confused silence. What is it? Why'd you stop in the middle of a... wow, look at those cool windows. I think we can swap them out with other images. Sigh. I quickly tried to serve on the subject again, but all I got was Ishmael scolding glad that seemed wordlessly to tell me not the time. I remember. I remember what happened each one I returned to this part of the city that held our memories. Remember happiness, anger, sorrow, and joy. And as we traveled around, they were all looking at sceneries only they could see. Roger, you awkwardly tried your best to crack jokes. Sinclair, you tried your best to hold back the welling tears again and again. Yi-sang, you shut your eyes for a long time. Am I Chinese? No, I'm not Chinese. I'm British Australian. I can just speak Mandarin somewhat. Some people in the PM community hub might not have understood that. True, you raise a good point. Yi-sang, you shut your eyes for a long time. Ishmael, you couldn't stop talking yourself while glaring down at the lake's surface. And Heathcliff, I saw you scared and anxious, shaking your hair over and over again. You've really been watching us closely, huh? Did we? Spring leaves, petals scatter, and all shall turn around to find the doors which they belong and return forevermore. I think everyone has a small amount of petals they gather for themselves. But why would I need to collect something like that? Then you simply haven't discarded them yet. There was still a transparent smile on his face, but I think I saw a burrowing, sinking shadow behind it. Oh. The moment I felt that a familiar light came into view, and immediately understood what was going on. The golden bough was so close and is resonating with Honglu's fathoms. They watch the flower burrow of mine and mock away. Who lays me to rest once I die? When spring passes, youth passes, his wrinkles shear it all away. Okay, actually, hold on, I've just thought of something. See, what's happening here is, the large amount of words is actually a direct reference to Dreams of the Red Chamber, and the fact that it's far too fucking long for the story it tells. I've just noticed that. That's what this reference is. Flowers pass, people pass, and ignorant they remain to where they hie. Why do you always recite these strange, complicated poems, Dai? There are plenty of ways to remain young, aren't there? Because we needn't see the snow in our hair to know that spring shall pass. Why are you cleaning up those fallen petals? Just float them away downstream. You'll get dirt in your hands. And be so wasteful. How will we hear the sound of falling rain once we sweep all the petals away? This is remembrance of a rainy day, so I'm going to treasure it. Besides, these beautiful blossoms get so dirty in the stream if we let them float away. So please, don't scatter all the petals from your embrace, big bro bow you. Honglu. Is there anyone you miss here at Daguanyuan? No, there isn't. How's that possible? Is your family there and a bunch of other people are so important to you? Well, as long as I believe them to be doing well, there isn't any need for me to yearn to see them again. Do you still treasure your petals? No, I scattered them all on the day I out of my home, so my rainy days are now silent. I see. You saw that, didn't you, Dante? You saw my memory. I did. Honglu laughed. He wasn't surprised or angry that I peered into his memories. Yeah, Big Bro just threw me for a fucking loop. Jesus Christ, I was not expecting that. You want to tell us about your parents? Oh yeah, you talk about your grandmother pretty often, right? What kind of people are they? Sinclair added carefully. He was trying to commiserate. Tenuous the connection might have been. We're headed home to meet his family, after all. Ah, they're both very wise in the ways of the world. Grandmother always treated me preciously. Yeah, Big Bro is the moment where I suddenly expect to hear... I forgot I didn't have desktop audio synced. That's what I expect to hear when I hear Big Bro. Like, that's what I'm expecting. Sorry, I didn't expect that to be so loud. Yeah, I have no idea why that was so loud, to be honest. For some reason it was particularly loud, but... Anyway. We're almost there. I can see the garden. It's one massive garden. We still have some time before we get to the main buildings. I remember the days when deers and hares would frolic out here in the garden. Hoo-hoo. Well, I can see myself taking a long walk around here. It'd take a whole day and then some to cover the entire ground. I usually lingered only around my own room. It's dangerous to stray too far, after all. It's dangerous? Why? There's a strange danger, getting lost, getting targeted. Besides, it's very dark at night. Well, that ain't a very big deal, is it? Kids run around, scrape their faces in the branches, tripping each shite on the pavement all the time. Yeah, I'm sure you would run freely around the garden, Heathcliff, but it's important to always be careful. When I was 5, someone had lathered deadly poison on a random tree branch. Ah, poison? I had a little brother who liked to frolic like you do, Heathcliff. But by some coincidence, you happen to be running around the same tree that has branches lathered with poison. What has transpired after? I'm sure he got better. Ziren told me he'll just be fine after 100 nights rest. And because Ziren was always so smart, I'm sure it happened exactly as she said. Entering Daguanyuan. Why do they give the characters for this one and not Daguanyuan? Oh, whatever. Grand Flower Hall. That is what does, and then Hua is flower. I don't know hall, but I know Dahua is big flower. Entering Daguanyuan now. It wasn't long before I arrived at a place new within Daguanyuan. Daguanyuan is park, so this is literally just big park. Daguanyuan. I was made known by the palanquin's bearer, sonorous announcement. More buildings. What the what thing mean anyway? Grand Flower Hall, so I think you call it a place for banquets? So you host banquets in this village-sized venue? Is that a lake over there? Nope, it's a pond. A pond? Damn. Once we arrive, we'll find ourselves a welcoming party for Zichun and me. Brody, you should be able to stuff your heart's content this time. It's been a while, hasn't it? I don't think I've been this excited in a long time. Oh, is that a ship over there? You have a ship? Ah, yep, we had some time to go out boating. Oh, and Zichun's building is right across that pond. You each get a building of your own? Yes, we do. So when I first departed from Hongyuan, I found the concept of an entire family living under the same roof so fascinating. Alas, it would be quite the challenge for my family to see one another, and that's exactly why we each get a building. Are we even talking about the same thing here? Alack for woe, we could have merrily enjoyed our vacations at Young Honglu's residence all along. I wouldn't have worked on Kiriti. When I left home, grandmother and the elders really impressed upon me that the footsteps shall eventually bring you home when the time is right. Thus, witness and only witness as much of the world as you may before you make your return. I was wondering when that'd be, but time really slipped through our fingers, and just like that it brought me here. Most sinners did not welcome their turn. Some of them were even terrified of it. Sometimes they had to confront what had been avoiding all their lives. And for some important things that were once forgotten or lost were waiting for their return. But their reluctance is really not surprising at all. I don't think I'd welcome an opportunity to get my memories back with open hands or thrust upon me out of nowhere, especially if it's getting dragged there against my will. So the blood fiends in Canto 7 killed off for shock value? No. No, I don't think they were. I'm assuming that was said by somebody in PM Community Hub. But despite the fact it couldn't be more obvious that his town arrived, Honglu was as tranquil as he always was. He's always been able to remain aloof no matter what happens. Maybe it won't be different this time either. It's because he had the start of his Canto last Canto. He's already had half of it. We're gonna get to the end of this and it's gonna start like moving on to Otis's Canto. Even so, can I judge that so hastily? Young Master Baoyu of the Jia family has returned. Again with the palanquin's bearer, a deep full-throated pronouncement of our arrival, the door opened. Here we are, you must all be so tired. Come in, come in. Leave behind the sinners who are still reeling from the astronomical level of opulence at display. Honglu bounced lightly off the palanquin and moseyed into the building. Somebody at Project Moon ate a thesaurus before writing this, I swear. Quite the light-footed steps he take. Unhindered by neither excitement nor trepidation. That's not English. The light-footed steps he takes? I'm assuming they missed an S? Right? Rich boy's got nothing to fear because he's used to this kind of poshness. That's all this is. Yeah, okay, it was supposed to be he takes. Verily, this may be a subtle expression that teensy pardon that longeth to see his family again. Once we have all left the palanquin, I find myself beset by overwhelming vastitudes and objects of great magnitude. Just how many servants do they have? Grandmother visited us once 2 hour. That's not a Mandarin word. I don't think. I'm assuming Zhu hour is a translation of Zhu, then they've got hour translated into English, but they're giving us the Mandarin translation? I don't know. Just give me the opinion straight, or give me English. I don't want to mix them both. That confuses things too much. I think I'll start that. Oh, my mouse is off screen. Zhu hour? The Zhu hour refers to the time between 7 and 9. This unique time has been used in certain regions of the east. In addition, it be used to remember that Honglu's grandmother Jiamu is the hierarch of Daguanyuan. It would not be an incorrect assessment to hear the ruler of Hongyuan. Your relative is the head of a wing, I see. Yes, they should be handing that down over the next step pretty soon. By now, what does she seek to achieve by abdicating this precise time? Otis, as she probably saw an ulterior motive behind every move, inquired. That's wrong too. You don't say she probably saw an ulterior motive behind every move. Otis, as she sees an ulterior motive behind every move. Otis believing there to be an ulterior motive. Not as she probably. She does. She does believe an ulterior motive behind every move. We've seen this before. This has been confirmed. Please, Project Moon. I don't know if I'm just noticing this now, but the English is dropping. The comprehension is failing. It's been saying that the time would eventually come, that she's carried this responsibility for too long. But she'd be pretty shocked to hear that you'd be taking part in the family hierarch war. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe she'll take it well. There's never been a reason for me to bother participating, but that wasn't a reason for me for not either. There's Jishun and Wei over there. Looks like they both arrived safely. Jashihun, who arrived before us, shot us the briefest glance before looking by their exaggerated disinterest. Shichun just turned her back on us. Well, it didn't take long for things to become super awkward. Ooh, we must capture this opportunity to see ourselves adjacent to young Shichun. Too late, we're forever banned from ever getting anywhere near her. Yet wherefore, we are no longer Jashihun's faction. The hostility is to be expected. Things have changed. Us versus them, in-group versus out-group. Deception and treachery are natural parts of war. An ally today may as well become an enemy tomorrow. And that's a funny way to say I don't have any friends. What did you just... there are my parents. Hold on, we're just walking up to them. Behind me, at least tell them their names. Father's name is Zhen of the Jia family, and Daguanyuan. They call my mother Lady Wan. I greet you for the first time since my departure. Bao Yu of the Jia family has returned home. You're early. Bao, dear Bao Yu. Been too many years. To see you again after so long is good to see your face. I don't know what I should even say. Father Jia Zheng's eyes dart nervously between us and Hong Lu. Meanwhile, her mother gingerly brings him in for a careful embrace as she was the presence of something so utterly deeply moving it was more than the pre-Pujo reunion. So thou Hong Lu's parents. Thank you so much for your hospitality. You have certainly spared no expenses. So who are those people you come here with? Well, there aren't too many of them. They're my friends that I made out in the wild. At least he's not interested in his lackeys like a certain someone I know. Oh, that's... Hong Lu's mother slowly turns around to look at us. I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but somehow it almost felt like she was looking down at each one of us, one by one. I'm so glad to meet you all. Bao Yu's always been such a stubborn child. I'm sure he was quite the handful to accompany on your journeys. Hope you can still embrace him despite every... Stubborn? Hong Lu? What if they didn't seem all too happy to hear that. They added translations to some words. Oh, they hadn't before. That's funny. Dear Bao Yu, why do you allow your friends to call you that name? What of your noble blessed name bestowed you upon your revered Zhan our elders? Ren is people, so Zhan would be... I'm not sure what Zhan would be. 4 people? Maybe? Not sure. What's going on with her? Hong Lu reached out and gently yet indifferently held his mother violently trembling hands. Of course I would, mother, because the name is too noble indeed. Oh, yes, it's not a name that any rabble should so heedlessly speak. Of course. Oh, do you also have an old name and a new name? Well, don't you remember, back in Peacock, Wei called Hong Lu Young Master Bao Yu. Also, remember how he announced himself before that duel on the day we arrived at Elchcorp? He introduced himself as Bao Yu of the Jia family. I thought it was a pseudonym back then, though, given the circumstances. Well, it ain't like calling us your real name's gonna achieve your stability or whatever. It's just a name, so you can say it as many times as you want and it won't depreciate in whatever value it has. Oh, but some people do actually believe that it does, I suppose. was wise of you to in using that name. Right, to let your precious name be known among the plebeian populace is to encourage knives in the dark to strike, even here too. Just as your mother says, were you the true name to be known, any individual with a passing connection to H-pop would have easily connected you to Hongyuan. It is said that most names are repositories that keep its origins. In the eastern region of the city, where the parents use name their children, they imbue them with meaning. It carries their wish for the children's place and use in the world. You, what's your name mean? My name is a culmination of wishes, not only those of my parents, but of many more. It means I was born with the precious jade. Jia value. It's awful. Honglu's better. Please try to whisper. Ooh, I'll call the rich boy whatever I want to. If I'm supposed to call young master Baoyu or some servile shit like that, I'd rather take a punch or two from the guide. I could feel the horrified gaze that started staring at us. I don't mind, so please continue to call me Honglu if you want. Please seat yourself on a guest birds. Food will be served soon. Unskippable cutscene? Oi, what's all this? Did I actually expect us to eat all of this? I don't think I've ever been intimidated by food before. There was quite literally a mountain of dishes on the table. I was starting to wonder if the purpose of these dishes was more flaunt the wealth than feed us a reasonable amount of food. What a feast, I can ask for refills, right? Yes. Anyway, what's with all those empty seats over there? Are you still killing time for some Time killing time? Time killing time? A reference to the only bit of Rodia story Rodia gets? I don't think so. They'll probably see my old siblings somewhere in Daguanyuan. They probably just didn't want to attend. This is a banquet to welcome me after all. I'm sure they believe it's a waste of their time to attend. And they better be on some real busy schedule to miss this. Jamu, venerated be our presence, graces us. Jamu, blah blah blah. With the announcement, utter silence quickly devoured the buzzy hubbub of the banquet. Those who were sitting down quickly rose their feet and bowed, while those who were standing knelt down on all fours, their backs bent so low their foreheads were nearly touching the floor. And the woman walking out from between them, the crowd itself parting down the middle from her sheer presence. Oh, there's grandmother. Was Honglu's grandmother, the family hierarch of H Corp and its chief executive director. You just say hag. She's been on screen for less than a second. Jamu's presence was at once warm, gentle, yet immense and overwhelming, like the personification of an insurmountable mountain. We are graced by your presence, venerable Jamu. We are graced by your presence, venerable Jamu. What should we bow to? I didn't think you bow any lower to face halfway at the boss. You should be fine, probably. She's surrounded by high shore, too, I think. Guys, everything's gonna be fine, so long as we don't do anything stupid. As everyone's bowing for Jamu, awed and humble, and the Honglu looked straight at Jamu without bowing. They got from the seat and walked over to her. It's been a while, grandmother. Please descend, young master Baoyu. Soon a special permission was needed to even stand next to us. Honglu was allowed to approach her only after 7 gave him the go-ahead. Little Baoyu, you must have walked and toiled tirelessly on your journey home. Not at all, grandmother. I was able to learn so many new things thanks to everyone who treated me so nicely. Had you sought to master the art of learning, no master, regardless of your pursuit, would have been out of your reach. You could have learned so much in the halls of erudition from them. The world taught from sheets of paper simply that, words on paper. We wish that you, dear Baoyu, would learn more of the secular world, and not let flow betwixt your fingers the time that is given to you. I know this opportunity is more than what I deserve, grandmother. I appreciate your eternal saying that you've decided to return with me in my abdication of great responsibility. Verily, it appeareth that the young Honglu shined onto Limbush Company and no way, the racing game! Gran Turismo of shorts. The mid-eating. Incredible. Showing master the family moves them and after sent out on the world on Grand Tour. That's coined this is practice Gran Turismo. Oh, she was actually saying Gran Turismo. Incredible. If that will afford them to commence their public activities. The puffs to learn the varied experiences cannot be gained from books to grow familiar with the world outside. I hear that you must have met with Yishun in the world not long ago. I have. A bright child she is, well prepared to take on the challenge of family hierarchy evaluations, I presume. I agree, I'm sure Shishun will wisely overcome the trials. Indeed. Have you paid visit to the revered elders then? I will, soon. Lady Wang, ascend here as well. With your mercy, Jamu, of course. Honglu's mother hurried up to where Jamu stood. It must cause your heart great success to have one of your only son depart his home to wander the world along the edges. Of course not, Jamu. Oh, I'm simply so glad that my son Baoyu has returned as a man who can now more than carry his own weight, and unharmed too. Thus, dear Baoyu, I didn't mean to rush, but when are you planning to depart again? And then we're back to the start. Your family's one only Jade, dear Baoyu. I feel stretched down on the longest mundane world, even the yeah. So we're back to the start. It only took an entire hour to get back to the things we started on. Jesus, yapping. Like, how much longer is it going to go on for? We've had 3 whole, no, maybe 4 combat encounters where I clicked win rate. And other than that, walls of text. It's what the son of doing to chew uncomfortably through this incredibly awkward meal, but Jamu and a retinue of Heishore left the banquet hall quite promptly after that exchange. It was though they had no more reason to remain here. It's odd that they should inquire Honglu's departure plans on the very welcome his return. Right one moment it appears like they really care about him, then the appearance of that care for one's own child was also quite distinct and unusual compared to the typical display of emotional intimacy expressed in average households. Hey, Baoyu. As when off midship a voice appeared jovially into our conversation. Why didn't you come see me first? I've been staying in the same building ever since you departed here, you know? Aha, big sis. Zhu Bao Chai. It's been so long. You've come all the way to my welcome banquet to fill seat. I appreciate it. I don't know that you were coming home today, Baoyu. I would have summoned everyone I could from the Zhu family to see you. Too. Big Bro Pan's been really itching to know how you've been doing. Yeah, sure he was. Jishun had been sitting in complete silence for the entire banquet, muttered quietly to herself. Of course you agreed since you arrived at Baoyu. Your parents and Jiamu. Really saw me first then? She made a shift from following it close to his eye. Your jade is always glimmering so bright and pristine, Baoyu. Look, I made myself a necklace in the same color as your eye, and I wore it every single day to constantly remind myself of you. Well, do you see it? Oh, you have. Thank you for remembering me. Ahem, ahem. Are you going to introduce us to her, or... Hey, couldn't we just let that nice reunion play out? Man. Radio stepped forward, unable to stand with curiosity. Oh, she's... I am Baochai. Baochai of the Zhu family. I have a profound relationship with dear Baoyu here. A very profound relationship? He's my betrothed, knight to him. I'd say that's pretty profound, Don't be surprised that these profound relationships can be established effortlessly in a simple exchange of agreements between our elders. Hey, you could have given us a hint. But I won't be married until I leave Limbus Company, though? I just thought it wasn't relevant enough to share. So, sorry about overhearing earlier, but you guys are Baoyu's friends, right? I've been so curious to hear what kind of life Baoyu lived out there. Care to share some tales of your journey with me? But no stories for kids, shoo. Why? But I love stories about bloodshed. One of Big Sister's Baochai's pastimes of curating creepy stories about and legends. Maybe I'll share some. Wow, what about everyone else? I love adventure stories. Be careful what you wish for. I beseech thee to find a seat, for I shall now regale thee with a tale in which an adventure of most wondrous valor unfolds. Brace thyself for the particularly old and terrifying tale features a big scary bear lurking in a cavern. Ha! Finished your meals, why didn't you go back to our residences? You're so angry again, Chichun. Last I heard you lost many of your followers in a large battle, didn't you? I'm so sorry, I used more than 3 handkerchiefs wiping my tears away upon hearing that news. The Chu's family heard of it too. You're not wrong, but that's irrelevant to what I brought to the family hierarchy war. Always a big fan of your confidence, Chichun. It's good luck, you know. Oh, that reminds you, you better watch your back, Big Sis Baochai. Looks like Big Brother Baoyu's learned how to sink a knife into that back with the same carefree smile. What do you mean by knifing you people in the back? I just had a small falling out with Chichun, that's all. Aha, Zichun must have been trying to get you on her side, huh? Yeah, no wonder you on your own team. Baoyu's always excelled at whatever he does without stressing or losing an unhappy smile. It's kind of worked out that way. Things can be a bit irritating like that, huh? Some people, though rare, are indeed like that. Oh, that reminds me, did you by any chance run to Big Brother Chu? I haven't, but they have. That's good. Place her hand over her chest as she just survived an incredibly dangerous accident before burrowing us ankles. What happened? I didn't know he was trying to ally with Yi Hua. I mean, it didn't seem like anyone else was viewing with alliance other than Shi Hua himself, but must have been pretty good considering like the Candace Jia Shu was trying to ally with Shi Hua. They cut Big Brother Yi Hua's head off when he was with us. Oh my, horizontally or vertically? H. So this is the time, huh? Yi Hua is really incorrigible. He never knows when to zip it and sit down. Well, Big Brother Chu, I had a feeling you'd be here when the family hierarchy begins. Everyone in Daguanyuan heard that creepy song from the back streets, you know? Gosh, things get so awkward and hostile here at Daguanyuan every time there's any mention of him. But I guess it's fortunate that they won't be coming after me once the competition begins. And why is that? Because I'm simply too charming and adorable to kill outright, of course. Besides, whatever Big Brother Chu's goals are, they probably have nothing to do with the Zhu family. I can see that. Baochai took a step towards Longlu and leaning close to his face. Do you smell my fragrance still, Baoyu? What is this? You have never reached me, Sister Baochai. Maso posting. Baoyu, I have always been and always will be residing here at Hengwuyan. Promise to pay me a visit before you leave. With that, she gracefully walked out of the room. How else we will start heading back? This place can get pretty dark around high hour. You, why you leave? Haha, it's nothing. She's just a big sister I used to play with when I was a child. One of very few in Daguanyuan who was very nice to me. So should we head off next? Good question. Just going by the sailor or anything, it should be safe to expect something real ritzy, right? You're my guest, you'll be able to stay at my building with me in Daguanyuan. It's within walking distance from here, we should be out there in no time, even on foot. Right, can we get some combat now so I can stop reading? Please? Yes, finally, combat! And thus a finger curled on the monkey's paw. Ta-da! Here we are. That was a pretty long walk. Still take me within walking distance, but this place is called Yihongyuan. This room was made from the most aromatic flower within H-Corp. Try taking a deep breath and you can smell the lovely fragrance of flower aroma pervading, spreading from the very tip of your nose. It's unique to this building. Very much so. It's an unseen, invisible thing, yet it retains much of its pleasant redolence. This must be a nightmare for anybody who doesn't... I guess it would be translated into specific languages, but if you didn't know what these words meant, you are just kind of, like, shit out of luck. You've just sort of got to read a thesaurus, I suppose. No wonder PM Community Hub can't read any of this. they don't even know basic English. What are you doing throwing the thesaurus at them? This place is huge, too. You've been living here alone all along? Yes, I was taught to stay in a larger room, but I've heard this place more. It has been long, young master. Jiren reporting. Oh, hey, is she? Have you been well, Jiren? Yes, I am as I has always been. Jiren watched emotionally as she saw a rowdy crowd poured into the yard. As a rowdy crowd poured into the yard. Her expression did not change even when she saw Hong Lu, who presumably hadn't been home in quite some time. Are they young master's guests? I'll guide them to their room. Please follow me. Now that we're here, I've got to pay a visit somewhere. I'll be back soon. To where wilt thou journey? At last to accompany thee. Ah, it's okay. Just on my way to sail alone, paying respects to the elders, so it'll be better if I go there alone. This way. Well, I guess you could say this about every operation, but the way the mission does is to really sink in until we're actually there. Talking about the family hierarch war, yeah? Yeah, the other candidates have been perfect for years, also we have, what, an overnight? No, I'm procrastinating until the last minute kind of gal, so I'm pretty sure we got a handle on this. It's not the first instance we should demand a work through a task in an unfavorable and equitable situation. Why does that matter? Our goal isn't to claim the throne of the family hierarch war anyway. A few hours ago. Well, isn't it such a relief that our goal isn't to come first place in the family hierarchy? Does that mean to say we can get first? Yeah, obviously. Why would we want a sinner become the head of H Corp? Would not provide a much more reliable means to control the prime individual to come create the highest seat of a wing instead of letting an affiliated individual assume it? There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, guys. Besides, LCB still has much left to do as the LCB. Then would it be right to assume this isn't a winner-take-all situation here? Do other candidates get something participating too? Anyone who places from the top 10 will gain the right to take one item from their choice from the family treasury. Of course, the one who places the highest goes first. We're going to have to come in at least second place in order to ensure that we obtain the item we're looking for. Now, that's weirdly insulting. Sod it, why don't we just shoot for the top anyway? The confidence seems to have gone through the roof since our last operation together. Well, we did go through a lot of crazy stuff. Anyway, care to guess what deep inside Hongwan's gargantuan treasury? The golden bow. Right on, buried within the middle of all other kinds of treasure along with any knowledge of its true value. So fast, what did Manchester share with you as our strategy for the first round? I very much wish to know that as well. Suggestion and mutual understanding seem to exist exclusively betwixt Mr. Faust and Sal. The first round of the family hierarchy evaluation tests what the sensitive prepared and brought for the elders of Daguanyuan. Since you prepared us, this must be what Zachihun's been referring to this entire time. Right. Yes, to be free from aging and death, immortality. Each candidate has been entered an answer before the judge to demonstrate their idea of true immortality. Right, so what's the answer to true immortality then? Not even Faust can answer that. So that's why Zachihun went to the river. To literally get immortality, presumably. And what have you been doing here? We're going to be able to demonstrate a simile of immortality, or at least pretend as though we are close to the answer. Given they're the ones who are seeking that very answer, they will not disqualify us, only to be exact for the competition. I see, they will cling on to whatever clue they can get their hands on, so they'll be using that desperation. Precisely. That important looking old bat Jian Wu favours him, don't she? Maybe she'll give him some bonus points or something. So that's what we're using Hong Lu for. That is... Yes, you're right. It's my turn to be used. Whoa, when did you get back? Hong Lu nonchalantly chimed into conversation, having slipped in between us unnoticed. Hey, you're back pretty soon, huh? Fortunately, what I just said could sound quite crass depending on how you cut it. Hong, you don't have to... Don't mind what she said. But why would I mind it? My used to be a ticket in the hierarchy war, the only option for obtaining Golden Bow and H-Corp. She didn't say anything wrong. Your use. Well, if you'll be using me, hopefully this will lead to an outcome we can all be happy with. Verily, such outcome would be best, yet young Zichun has already exhaled with great gusto out of her nostrils before turning away from our party when her eyes met. Well, Zichun... Hong Lu's eyes twinkled briefly, as though we were shifting into a dream. I didn't think it was possible for you to be friends with Zichun again. We're back to not being on speaking terms again, but as though I'd gone back in time, back to when we were both children. But we can't go back to the past. What did you say? Are you drunk on something? Did you really just say that to me? Oh, what a stupid thing of me to ask. You've never been drinking your life, your mind's always been so damn clear. None of this matters to you, even when I get angry at you or when I shout at you like this. None of it gets to you, does it? Just what happened that day? How can somebody become so... Zichun, forget it, I don't care, do whatever you do. It's my fault for expecting to have at least one normal sibling in this messed up family. In that memory, Hong Lu was wearing a quiet smile even before her hushed anger. Don't you want to be friends with her again? At the end of all things, the connection between people, they're just moments. Ephemeral things. So what I want doesn't matter. Hong Lu. As soon as I saw Lu, so detached feels though he's always floating within the clouds. Once thought it was kind of like he was, someone just happened to be everything that's happening around us, instead of just another messed up person with messed up problems of their own. But slowly and gradually I began to realise there was something off about him under the surface. Hong Lu, about participating in the family hierarchy. Do you really not feel anything about it? Have you completely excluded yourself from it? I don't and I have. It's just the way things work out, right? executive manager, it's true this value judgment will have no tangible influence in its company's direction. That's an agreement. Sinners do not have the right to refuse their missions. That may be true, yet I find it necessary to turn away and neglect the suffering conditions of their hearts, sinning from the obligation of their missions. How many people actually know what the words in Project Moon Games mean? I'm genuinely curious here, because I understand what's being said, but I've got to imagine a lot of... Like, just put in a reference. I heard somebody today screw up what the answer to 3 times 4 was, whilst I was sitting on a train, and they were like nearly an adult, I'm fairly certain. They looked like 18, 19, 20. So if that's the level we're dealing with sometimes, how many people actually understand what these words mean? Like, because I know what ephemeral means. It's just like meaningless, basically. It's intangible. But I can't imagine many other people know what that word means just intuitively. We share our hearts, but hurts unnecessarily peering into them is how we beget suffering. What manner of... Back then when I lived in Daguanyuan. So many choices appear via eyes. Should I kill that child who's from a different family? Should I even survive? Should I walk past the dying boy, or should I stop to help him? When they first presented me, I tried to make a choice, but it didn't take long for me to realize that choices meant nothing. So welcome to Deltarune, guys. You thought I was done streaming Toby Fox adjacent games. Welcome back, we're in Deltarune now. Decided not to choose at all. And that's me, as I am now, the surrendered witnessing. Title drop. There's so many wonderful things about joining Limbus Company, but I think my favourite part of the experience was that I never given a choice. That's definitely kind of weird, you know, no shit. Oh, looks like things have gotten weirdly quiet around here. That's not discussion of private matters, there's much ground for us to cover. Let's begin by discussing our plan for the first round. The next morning. There's still some time until we leave. Oh, the scarecrows, veiled in nocturnal shadows, they were last night. Oh wow, they're still here. These are training courts next to every building where children in this place live. Here, every child awaking, running age, gets to play with these dummies. Play, early education is important. Yet how does one play with these dummies? And here this dummy is adorned with the most dashing piece of fashion for its head. Yeah, that's the first dummy I received when I was 7. And back then I thought even dummies could feel pain when struck. Such was the blissful rumination of all those who were once children. So is it like tradition for kids born in a family learn how to fight? Oh, not exactly. Oh, so this is what grandmother gifted you, big bro? Yep, I don't know how it works though. No way, it's Josephine. Actually a doll of effigy for dress up. Oh, perhaps you could adorn it with some trinkets. It's got like a guardian spirit that protects your house bigger about you. Oh boy. Here, let me show you how it's done. Why'd you punch grandma's gift? Don't you think you're hurting it? Hurt it? Really now, this wooden thing? Well, they have to grow up this way if they want to survive. This... WTD. This whole training... This wooden training dummy isn't too bad. This wooden training dummy appears to have been designed and crafted with some precise engineering craftsmanship. We still have some time to depart, so why don't we try using them for a warm-up exercise? I don't want to get sweaty though. It's not like these things will pose any danger. I think we try it out once to see how we're doing today. Attention, we have orders from the executive manager. From this moment forth, put all our laying utter ruin on these training dummies. I didn't even give an order. Oh well, it won't hurt to get our bells working now. All forces charge! Wondering how the translation team was for this? Yeah, that would make sense if they were. Why can they attack back? Why are they so good at attacking back? This entire canto reads like a shitpost. Also, yes, 7 sinners, that's... We've been fighting 7 sinners the entire time. Or fighting with 7 sinners the entire time. Why the fuck are these wooden training dummies so overtuned? I don't understand. Like, this is genuinely a problematic fight. Why are the max hits so horrific? Who gave them this? Struggling! Right, okay. Lucky I have ego already. Oh, okay, it is actually easier to get ego resources now. That's a good thing about having more sinners. That is insane that that can nearly clash as high as body sack. I mean, it's not very high clashing ego, but... Like... If this if these training dummies are anything to go by, I am... the rest of this Canto is going to be an interesting one for my sanity. I think it probably is to do with the fact that we've got really low sanity, but still. Have I bought the season pass? No, I have not yet. I literally bought the last one yesterday, so I will be waiting another 6 months to buy the next one. Oh yeah, there's that ego indicator which says how many ego passives they have now, doesn't it? Right. Okay, now that we've got a bit of sanity on our side, things are going better. Right. It scares me that the more you don't let them hit you, the stronger they get. That's rather terrifying. Like, these wooden training dummies should not be this strong. Like, no wonder they get good to fight. They've got these things to kill. Okay, we're doing better now, but some of the max hits on their skills are absurd. I'm actually terrified for the first boss we meet. It's not going to be a good time for us. Also, yeah, hold on. Why are we struggling against these training dummies? Like, we have... So we've killed a first-generation vampire. I mean, first-generation blood fiend. We've killed, like, multiple people manifesting ego. We've killed... God, what else have we killed? Several abnormalities. Well, not abnormalities. We've killed several, abnormalities under suppression. We've killed several, distortions. We've killed a whale. And yet, we're struggling against training dummies. Like, we survived a night in the back streets, and you're telling me these things stand a chance against us? Wooden training dummies. Oh god, we've got to fight more of them. Wait, what level are these guys? Okay, if they were like, what, 12 levels higher, they'd be Ricardo's level? Like, the wooden training dummies being at the level of a big brother would be very funny. That is insane. I don't know who designed this, but they're a madman, whoever they are. Or madwoman, I don't know who made it. This entire Canto so far feels like a massive shitpost. I feel like I'm playing through like a, oh, leak of Canto 8 confirmed, try it out here now. That's what I feel like I'm playing. We've got slightly dodgy slightly dodgy translation. We've got units that just seem absurd in conception and balance. And just, if it wasn't for the artwork, if the artwork was shittier, I would say this is somebody has uploaded a fan Canto to Limbus Company. You're telling me kids fought these? How strong was Child Hong Lu? Child Hong Lu out there fighting like, not Zayn, fighting like Valve level threats. Just casually, you know? Child Hong Lu was at least level 65, clearly. Adult Hong Lu pre-nerf is actually Vigilius's level. This is what we're gonna learn. Like, at least they don't have very much health. Can you imagine these guys with like 500 HP? They just scale through the roof. Saber bite at everything. How? How is Sinclair not gone up on sanity? You won the clash. You have been winning the clash. Like, okay, Heathcliff needs to be at a higher sanity by the end of this. Okay, he healed some sanity. Great, cool, thank you. The game is not. I feel like I'm going insane. Welcome back, Canto 4. Died in the most recent level of quality of life updates. Brought back in the most recent update. Truly. Look, I'll happily take the 40 lunacy for each stage, but like, really? Okay, no, it's over. It's over. Only 2 encounters. Look at that. Oh, how refreshing. Oh, I guess morning workouts really do wake you up. I'm so used to getting tossed before we get to the real meat of the missions that morning's feeling complete without some action. Nevertheless, such a meaningful warm activity. So I'm meaning to ask family, why do you never consider participating in the family hierarchy war before? It seems to me that all your other siblings have been waiting and training all their lives to spend. It's simple, because I never once thought I wanted to be the family hierarch. It's not truly misfortune, had you not been born with Jade, my son, you would not have... You would have had to toil your life preparing the family hierarchy like your other siblings do. You didn't waste your strength on those things to win the favor of the elders and Jamu and venerate to be their blessings. Simply witness as much of the world as it has to offer, Jade of our family, my precious son, value. More memories. What's wrong, you son? You seem kind of distraught. It's due to the plans Miss First had explained to us last night. Okay, so there's definitely going to be something here about Honglu is sort of like... I'm assuming maybe the elders live vicariously through him? So, sort of him experiencing the world fulfills the same sort of thing as they'd want an heir to do? Maybe? Still. So the plan, I find the plan rather detestable. Me too. But Honglu said he's okay with it, so you really call a plan if we're being honest here? I match the definition of plan given it illustrates certain instructions to be followed for the purpose of achieving a defined goal. And please remember that there are no second chances to find the hierarchy. I'm going to laugh very hard if this Canto has no too difficult boss fights for the base idea only challenge. Other than the fucking training dummies. Hold on, I want to point that out actually. How many XP tickets did I get from that? Because I got like 1 silver, 2 bronze. That does nothing. There's no point. That's more of a kick in the teeth than just giving me flat out nothing. I would prefer to get nothing from a fight than 3 tickets. This is blind, right? Yep. This is blind. To be free from aging and death. Oh god. The app keeps going. Mr. Bayu and his 12 companions arriving at 2B Town. Alright. We entered the hall where the first round was to be held. As always, the servant by the gate announced our arrival at the resounding hall we'd grown to expect. And Arena Stadium, I see him, we have any eyes on us, executive manager. I looked up to see the audience seats which were brimming with people divided into stair-like terraces, and a platform on the opposite end of the hall, 3 shadows of chairs could be seen cast in the obscuring curtain fabric. As for us, we followed the attendant's guidance, stood next to the participants in the circular area at the center. Is the evaluations happening past those curtains? Dayu? See someone you recognize? No, it's nothing, Dante. If we were to meet again, we won't really have anything to talk about anyway. Maybe we'll have another chance later if fate wills it. Oh, I think it's finally getting started. The curtain stood open, the old woman we saw from yesterday's banquet walked out on the platform. Many scores ago, I ascended the seat of Jamu with a stroke of fortune. But a lifeline has passed since I assumed this great responsibility. Such as it is, I seek to abdicate and walk the path of mountains and streams as the river does. With the seat boy to the responsibility seats the one with the qualities of the family hierarch billet. Thus here at Daguanyuan, a collective upheld by the pillars of 4 grace houses of Jia, Zhu, Wang, and Shi. We again ask you the perennial question. What do they all stand for? So Jia is sort of, as far as I know, Jia's family? I've heard Jia I think gets translated to family. Shu gets translated to flower, Wang unsure, and Shi, I'm not sure if it's Shu or Shi. Look, if I had the opinion on it, I could see how to pronounce it better, but this can mean anything from 10 to... I don't know. It can mean a lot of things, and I'm not sure. You brought us all to prove that the answer indeed exists. Who's the woman next to her? She's my sister, big sister Yuan Shun. She married a very important person in Q Corp and spends most of her time there. Looks like she's visiting for the event. While I resided a long time in a foreign nest, I now return fleetingly shed a love with my flesh and blood. To fulfill my duties observed by the order of filial piety. Oh, we're back! We're back to the conversation about family. I return that truth should be observed to the best of my abilities. Some of you may have walked a laid path into feet, so some of you may have struggled through an unlight brutal path of amounts 1,000-fold to find your answers. Regardless of whether you're suffering, all of you equally have but one opportunity for the first round. Even so, your perspective has the great house, even your failures should bring power and prosperity to Daguanyuan. Now come forth in the audio summon and demonstrate the invaluable answers to the question of the 3 freedoms, one from aging, one from death, and the perfect life. If the nature of your answer be indeterminable, present, ironclad proof, lose not and discard not. Let fresh youth be unending and eternal. No way, a reference to Desi Honglu. Discard not. He's so powerful because he discard not. After respective speeches, Jia Yunshun and Jia Mu disappeared behind the curtains atop the platform.
첫 번째
The
참가자.
mission is just not what people want in this context, but okay. First candidate. It seemed that Honglu's father assumed the role of the host for the first round.
왕씨 가문의
Ren found they had Wang Ren, the first three summoners, walked up to the platform. I knew it was his faction who were dragging someone by a rope towards the platform. Hurry up, foolish thing. What, who are they dragging up the stage? Who does they clearly don't want to be here? Be free and agent from death now. I suppose they should just flick open a lighter. So every wing dreams of escaping and rising beyond the body they were born with. H Corp pursuit of immortality probably isn't special in that regard. Oh, he did start smoking. He has brought a blood bag. It's my first ever recognized the candidate dragged up the stage. The eyes focused red, mouth slick with drool dribbling down the mouth guard, meaningless snarling. That is a mindless blood bag. Has a blood fiend become an answer to immortality? In layman's eyes, blood fiends may appear to a truly trained to feed them from aging. However, we're all now aware, blood fiends can grow old and weak after a long period of blood deprivation. This isn't likely to provide the answer they seek. Some sure the blood bag is drag clicking and growling past the curtains atop the platform. Is that creature the fabled blood fiend then? I doubt they'll do the job blood fiends would need quite the esoteric knowledge, but to the judges of this contest, I doubt they're any more than the common trivia. That Wang kid must have been pretty desperate, huh? He's as lazy as balls, that boy ain't right in the upstairs. And appears the knowledge of blood fiends is oddly common amongst the silk. Indeed, blood fiends are present in every nest. It's a little surprised that those privy to arcane knowledge are well aware of their existence. I mean, yeah, if you're seeking immortality, the vampires are going to be like the most obvious thing you go to look for. After a brief moment that lasts less than a minute, Wang Ran and his faction emerged from behind the curtains and ascended from the platform. Wang Ran, Canto, found the Arc evaluation, stand upon the podium and await your judgment. Then they ascended around the podium and do what the platform ordered, thus announcing Wang Ran's results around one of family hierarchy evaluations. Elimination. No! Listen, all they need is blood. As long as you blood, enough blood, they are eternal and everlasting. Venerable Jiao, move, please! Nay. What a waste of is no eternity at all. Verily, I know not the shape of this true immortality evaluation seeking to attain, yet the longevity of a blood fiend shackled by blood and endless suffering is unlikely to be one. What but those damn hunters told me they still retain all their memories? Become blood fiends to surrender all the desires and emotions that exist within thy being for a singular hunger for blood, only blood. Perhaps in a cannibal condition with those who expect nothing but fathomless torment for the rest of their lives. Yet for those with much to lose, with much in life they cling to, onto as those prisons seem to, the fate of a blood fiend is no freedom from aging and death, sanguine shackled to enslave their minds. Member Rebellion's faction has given up an excellent reply. No further elaboration is necessary. If you had to bring us a high kindred, let alone blood fiend at all, this creature's put a miserable blood bag. I cannot even well commend your efforts. That's true, he really just found the lowest rung. Here, Ren of the Wang family, they have spoken and must give you the full explanation of your mistake. Privilege the failed candidates do not deserve must be the final blessing of your life. Ah! Oh! Volumes fully under their feet, casting Wang Ren the blood fiends to the depths with a blood clotting sleech. That's what's happened when you fail to pass. That's just a dramatic effect, right? There's gotta be like a side path leading back upstairs. Of course not, can't you smell the stench of festering pain rising up from heat like the depths? Why is she smiling? No, I know precisely why she's smiling, but still. Ah, Raisha, you've been honing your sense of humour, huh? Those are pretty nasty jokes, though. What's that holy? Judging by the time the drop and sound of the fall leg, I presume it goes quite far down. It probably leads to a place with lots of old family secrets. Oh, not Trisha, of course, but trying to figure out that out might get you a visit from Hey, sure, presumably. They all went out with the theatrics, huh? Yeah, we were all screaming falling down the hall later. This candidate was some before you even able to shake the initial shock. Second candidate hails from the Zhu family. Sat through a few more names of subsequent failures. We can hear what they're talking about behind the curtains, and unlike the very loud and obvious blood bag, the answers of the candidates brought were less obvious, so we had to go on with the shackles of their desperate attempts to explain things for the judges. Another one? Bah, it means boring as hell. The longer we watched the death roll ties, the less shocking it became. Are they planning to fail everyone? 8th candidate, Bao Chu of the Zhu family. Look, we know her. She's technically a competition, but it seems we managed to give the sinners quite a positive impression with yesterday's brief encounter. Some of them were even cheering her on. You can see what exactly Zhu Baochai brought. She was holding something as she entered past the curtains. Baochai of the Zhu family. After reading the judges, which going better shadows cast in the curtains, appeared to have gone better than we expected, she emerged. As soon as she did, Baochai immediately turned in our direction, Honglu to be exact. Wow, Bao Yu, you're washing me? And began excitedly waving her hand. She passes. Podium beneath her remains shut. Passing that she may have been, yet I ill wish to see a familiar face be claimed by the abyss. Thus, I am glad. 7th candidate, Jia Shihun of the Jia family. It's Yushin's son. She ascends the podium. She held in her hands a tightly sealed gourd bottle. Looks like she found it. She found the water from the room. She found Don Quixote's memories back then. Impossible. She reached leave? The possibility she actually reached there in person is infinitely minuscule. There is an infinitesimal statistical possibility she could have reached the river, yet not even fast can conceive some of her capabilities could reach the fountainhead of one of deepest fathoms. Oh, that's an interesting point. So that's hinting that it's sort of like a sub-conscience? What is this? Fucking Memento. The wrong game! Wrong game for that. We are not going. We're not going to Memento. We will not be grinding out money. We do not need money to get our personas up. That's the wrong game. Wrong game. Fathoms. This becomes even more possible when considering the relatively short passage of time since then and now. The more likely explanation might should attain the waters by collecting its due or a portion of what is seeked out. Alas, that water's surface only put slumber in one's memories, prey does that truly hold a link to the immortality they seek? Yes, it is like the to the immortality of the mind they pursue. As there are but an infinitely small number of people privy to knowledge of the rivers, the contents of bottle are genuine, fast expects it to pass. Teaching of the Jar family passes. You have brought for us a priceless treasure. It must have taken unparalleled efforts to attain, thus given the meager size of your clan. Thank you, big sister Daguanyuan. As fast as expected, all three judges appeared quite satisfied by what Jar Shifun brought for them. N-Corp. N-Corp?
따라갈 준비는 끝냈습니다.
Uh-oh. Well, 59 of MD finally leave, truly. Next 18 candidate. But yeah, just how many people? One of the Jar family. First meet. Oh, Jesus Christ! They've got ego! Oh, okay, so that's, the shoots. And then that's, whatchamacallit. It's the funny spiral. Spiral of contempt. Holy shit. They pulled out the damn ego gear. Doesn't mean that man's less than alcohol. I have a strong feeling another one was going to do anything to improve that. Joshin walked up the platform. We all fell silent hearing a familiar name. Bastard. That some of the Sims growing tense, some of them even gritting their teeth. And the man close following Joshin, holding something like the egg on our mind, was also a familiar face. I've seen him many times in using memories. Dente, are you seeing what they're wearing? Ego gears. That's not... No, you've said that wrong. It's ego gear, not ego gears. Come on. Get it right. It's not sheeps, it's sheep. It can be stipulated that they've either developed their own method of extraction or salvaged them from Lottie Corp. Forgo carries appear what to be an egg of abnormality. Are they planning to just offer them an abnormality egg? Hasn't answered anything. Well, there is room for interpretation. Some may present a reasonably argued interpretation that abnormalities are entities that neighbor immortality. So the linchpin of their success hinges on which abnormality's egg that ends up being. It's big brother Jar, and I know he's never going to risk his life for something he thinks will fail. One of the Jar family passed the first evaluation. The most I wish is hard. Are we going to have to fight people in ego, like proper ego gear? Because that's going to be terrifying. That's mysterious coffin. Wild hunt. Big book. We seen ones in. Most house for some sense dreaming the mysterious abyss. But I didn't watch the candidates come and go. We've been got thankfully approached us. It's early for Twilight to arrive. This is too early as this meeting of ours. It's proved his own words back at the LC. These come to accept certain things. You send Cooley Rad's own friend who is now working for N-Corp. You must find the small and barren respite of yours quite enjoyable. I've not seen you jest as you do now since the League fell. What now do you approach me? The rift is too great to chatter on with any affection to speak of. Okay, him getting the shoots is quite funny because his entire character... It's fitting. Because his entire character is about sort of cannibalizing the efforts of his peers to raise himself up. So it's quite fitting that he's got the ego gear of the person who can only do things by shooting those around him. That's quite fitting. I do actually like that as a nice touch on what his character is. Like, they've gotten the traitorous egos, so to speak. So it's actually quite a nice touch that... Like, yeah, he's got the betrayal ego stuff. Isang has... I mean... Yeah, he's also got a gun ego, but I don't think it's relevant to his character, yeah, but it's not relevant in the comparison. I didn't say as I approached my teammates simply wished to have a look at his brother's face, and I thought I may as well see how you're faring. So everyone's come back to Daguanyuan now the family hierarchy war started, brother. This first meeting since then, right? Has indulged full of his eyes, but knows how not to see. I know you well enough. You'd normally tell top of the version if I'm hearing you mention the word hierarchy, so why are you here? Who are you and your sticky entourage working for this time? Is that... Why does everyone have red eyes? Couldn't we have somebody with normal eyes for once? Is that Jugo, blinded by your looks, the revolting rot within? Is it Shichin who still defends you and your meanings? Valperian's profound spiel, deluding our belief that you're still the same boy from our childhood. Why didn't you save him? No, let me ask you a different question. Why'd you save her and only her, Jia Bao Yu? Brother. Humans die, it's what they're born to do. Next candidate will judge soon. Candidates must return to their seats. It's your servant, you're barely even a living thing. Let's return, this discord will not bear any fruit. What's this, a reunion party? Just that's how things. Those shameless bastards obviously they're here to nick our things again. Maybe, but something about them feels different today. Whichever is the case, safe for us will be placed higher than them. Another one falls. They're gonna get second, aren't they? His family has to be watching this, right? I wonder if they'll be okay. Grandmother's watching another candidate fall down the trapdoor. I can't imagine how anyone would be okay watching their own fall, like Sinclair, the people sitting behind us, they're his parents, the guy who just fell. Because that failure is their own somewhat of a pathetic disappointment. Don't worry, I still have faith in that third child. I mean, it's not like we expect anything from this one, right? At least see what it means to dedicate your whole life to the family hierarchy. Many people desperately vie for the seat of family hierarchy. Of course, some of them, like his parents, have their friend or a close blood relative become the family hierarch instead. They receive a lifetime's worth of riches, power, and recognition by planning someone they can control in the family hierarchy without becoming one themselves. That kind's got a low shelf life. I finally got to know how my long lost siblings are doing thanks to this unforeseen opportunity. And his 7th candidate, Pan of the Zhu family. Whoa! I clicked too fast by that. Dude, I never heard that name before. It's Big Sis Bao Chai's older brother. Who the fuck are you and why do you have talismans? You're not supposed to have those. Shupan walked to the platform holding onto his large child with multiple talismans passes over. It's just me, that guy looked like he's totally up to something. Let's be honest, who here isn't? Yeah, but that sword's different. He's sitting the platform and curtains. He walked up to the podium. Now it looks to me he's completely lost the plot. And at Zupan, you'll center the platform into the curtain threshold. That's fun in walking down the straightforward road. Certainly right, some expression and taste should be shared with everyone, wouldn't you agree? There's the jar on the ground. Oh, it's this guy! With their dedicated animas, pathetic sorcerous trickery. Or she mustard with palpable taste. Why see, what the heck is that? Corpses, their desiccated flesh covered in a light sparse layer of old papers crawled out of the jar and began to shamble. They're neither distortions nor abnormalities. The behavior reminds you of blood bags, sub-entities enslaved by abnormalities. Any semblance of consciousness has been stripped from them, they'll attack them all. Indiscriminately, but it seems they're just intent on maiming and killing whoever they can get their hands on. Exactly, manager, we must prepare for battle. Your orders? Oh, he's immortality. Dante's immortality. The jar monster sub on the audience, stuffing the struggling, still breathing victims into their jars. One the organizer doing it, still event hosted by a wing, isn't it? There's a rule in the family hierarchy that prohibits them bringing harm to other people. They're just gonna sit back and twiddle the thumbs, can nobody specifically hold them step in? How, what the hell? What do we do now? Should we step in? We should probably survive and ensure a safe participation in the family hierarchy. What the hell are these? Get away from me! This monster can swarm some candidates around scared away, or some stood in the ground and fought back. Those who didn't either were the only ones getting slaughtered. I similarly reminded of Sard and the confident smile she flashed because she assured us that we should be able to pass the first round with little to no trouble. It's like we have no choice but to take them down. Yeah, it's the point that some of the sinners are going to die, and it'll be, look at Dante, he can bring people back. Right, let's take a look at these people. Harv, okay. Okay, so they're just sort of like, I mean, they're talismans that Talisman Sinclair uses, basically. I'm assuming. Oh, what? 4 unbreakable coins! You've got to be fucking kidding me. Uh-oh. Poison? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Things have taken a severe downward spiral. What do you mean poison? You're not allowed to use that. How much damage? Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh. Wow. Fuck me. Right, cool. Good to know. That's what we're dealing with here. Oh, that's cool. Did you just hear the... It's the... Hold on, do you actually get the music of what's going on here? Yeah. You could hear the... It's the leitmotif of Limbus Company. That's a nice touch. Oh yeah, okay, there is 3 types of enemies here. I wonder why we got the leitmotif of Limbus Company in there. Whatever reason we did, it's pretty cool. Okay, uh-oh, Hong Lu's staggered. Right, looks like we're pulling out another ego. Okay, we can stagger that thing. That's good. It's hidden in most battle tracks. Oh, I've not noticed it in many. The only ones I've ever noticed it properly are like the Wild Hunt after Virgilius appears. I trust in EAM to cook. They cooked in the last Canto. They can cook again. I trust. I have faith. Yeah.
해보겠습니다.
That is a stupid number of coins for an enemy to have. I can see precisely how this is going to go for us, and I don't quite like it, actually. So how many of these things do we have to kill before they just bleed us to death? The Sinners aren't exactly renowned for being survivable. How many more? Ah, that's great. Thank you. Thank you, Limits Company. Just how many more enemies I wanted to... Jesus Christ. Give me a break, please. Oh, wow. Okay, there goes Faust. Oh, wow, there goes Ryoshu. How fun.
재밌는 순간이에요.
밖에서 막고 있는 꼴을 보니 그다지 유쾌하진 않군. 관리자, 수감자를 무방비하게
Well, you have two
만들지
egos.
마십시오.
You shouldn't have that. Right, we'll unequip that after this, because he really... I mean, it doesn't really do anything. I can't use it, but still. He shouldn't have it. Okay. Looks like we're... I'm not going to say anything, because if I say it looks like we're surviving, we're going to instantly die. I know how these things work.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
Okay, we staggered them, thankfully.
수감자를 고기 조각으로
Hello there, Ishmael. Are you leveled up? You're leveled up. No, you're not leveled up. Okay.
시계를 돌리는 일에 너무 익숙해진 것 아닙니까?
That is a stupidly high... it's not that high rolling, I suppose.
늘 새롭다니까요.
I mean, if this is the benchmark we're setting, where just standard-ass story enemies can get given 4 unbreakable coins, I am dreading. I am dreading. Like, that's a bad flaw. That's a bad flaw to be setting. Okay, fucking kill him. Kill him, Ishmael. Kill him. Thank you, Ishmael.
수감자를 무방비하게 만들지 마십시오.
Yeah, no, that fills me with dread, actually. Thank you. Please don't do that again.
관리자님의 99% 명령과 1%의 제
This is again
실력이
dealing
합쳐진
most damage?
결과였습니다.
The thump. Wow! We're pulling out the full rogues gallery now. Ah, right, cool. I'll fuck more of them.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한
Great, thank you. Once wasn't enough? The more dead an enemy is, the more dangerous they get. Well, that's problematic for us considering we're not very good at killing enemies. Win the fucking clash! Thank you. All it takes is shouting at a sinner and they'll actually start winning. What do you know?
정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지.
해보겠습니다.
기대하고 있겠습니다.
I mean, there's no point strategically applying skills. It is a case of win the clash. Go, my sinner, win the clash.
경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요.
제가 해낸 거 맞죠?
조치였습니다.
That's a stupid amount of damage. Wait, so were you not actually going to fight the thumb? I was expecting the thumb.
그렇게 했을 테지. 이만하면 훌륭하군요.
But bro really thinks they're invited to the thumb. What's going on here? Neutral on that attack? Really? Are you sure that's neutral? Oh. Yeah, no, fuck that. You can die.
해보기는
Thank you.
할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
Yeah, fuck off and die. Thank you. I know statistically they should only ever hit half of those coins, but statistics have fucked me before. For example, the 5% chance that we all know about, so I don't think I'm going to be taking any chances on that, actually, thank you. I think I'd prefer to just fucking kill him. Oh, struggling! Wow, thank you, that's precisely what I wanted to see. Yep, just evade that. I think I just saw Hong Lu's life flash before his eyes. Yeah, that's what I saw. Bye fucking bye, Hong Lu.
지금 시계를 돌리기엔 촉박할 테니 다른 수를 생각해야 할 겁니다, 관리자.
I can't use hex now because it's not actually an ego I have. I shouldn't have it. Actually. Oh, bye bye, you sang.
좋은 전략입니다.
Bye bye, whoever just died. I get the feeling I'm gonna have to level up some more IDs at this point. Okay, one stagger. The poison is honestly less problematic than I thought it would be. Watch him take about 10 damage now. Not 10, I meant 100. Oh wow, we're already onto Ishmael. Right, that's a good sign. It's always good when the highest you can get an attack is favored, which means if you, like, choke at all, that's it, bye-bye. Say goodbye to your sinners. That is my fault. I am doing this with the base IDs. But like, shh. Please kill him. Thank you. That is an insane attack, by the way. 4 unbreakable coins on just a normal enemy. Can you imagine how horrifying that's going to be? Oh, sure. Yeah. Just break another one out. Who entered the battle? Dawn. Right. Fuck it, yeah. Why not? It's not like I was using that sin or anything, you know? Thank you for winning the fucking clash, email. Ishmael. Email! Thank you, email. Bye-bye, Ishmael. Oh, bye-bye, Sinclair. That was so fucking easy. How did you lose that one? How did you fucking lose that one? Otis, I spend my entire time saying how good of an ID you are, and you just fucking fail. Oh god, all the poison. Hey, could you... Yeah. Maybe just kill him, actually. Thank you, if you would. Bye-bye, Otis. Please don't stagger Sinclair, thank you. Please don't stagger her, thank you. This is fine. They're gonna die now. Okay, at least one of them is dead, one of them's low HP. Great. Okay. Now... Emil Sinclair. Okay, there's 2 left. We're on to Rhodia, which is fine. We've got so many of them, we are going to overwhelm them with sheer numbers. Bye-bye, Sinclair. Just fucking kill them! Please! Thank you! Wow, Rhodia locked in to deal a grand total of 21 damage. Oh, we're so fucked. We're so fucked. We are so fucked. Oh god. Right. Cool. Right. Okay. Many of the audience seats have fled, as their seats were once brimming with people only half filled, and the candidate zone down here was littered with bodies of candidates who were mauled to death. Meanwhile, the jar monsters, having eaten their fill, had already crawled back into the jar. I looked around, then saw some candidates still holding tightly onto the treasures they had that they brought to contest, even as they drew their last breaths. In the midst of all the destruction stood the cause of this chaos, watching the slaughter play out with assured confidence. Yeah, they're fucking insane. How will you attain freedom from aging? How will you argue freedom from death? With mind so dull and body so frail? What say you, judges? I present before you not only the clue to immortality, but also a treasure bringing ruin to those who would dare deceive you. Here's my answer to the perennial question. So you have brought us the clay of the jar. It can be said that those within failed to survive do not qualify as family hierarchy candidates, yes? Hand of the Jew family passes. He gets to pass when he almost got everyone in here killed. Oh, shut your mouth, Gregor. That saved us a lot of time here waiting. I don't want to read everyone. All that matters is he brought meets their standards. So we managed to get 2 birds on the stone. He eliminated the distracting rabble from the competition. Run that bastard around, so you better let me take more than a few swings at him. Foreshadowing is a literary device. 28th candidate. She does end from the She family, but no one walked up the platform. As he has failed to appear, he's eliminated by default. Jiaosheng called a few more names thereafter, but 29th candidate, 30th candidate, the number of candidates has clearly been called, but none appeared. Disappointingly. Oh, media bunch. Okay. The leftovers are exhausted. Ryoshu looked around as if she were doing some sort of critique. Hi, that log? Oh! That's actually a member of the Thumb. Oh no! That mother hell around here. Well, I'll be. I thought you were going to vanish into the earth. What the hell are you doing clowning around here? He's got a This is fucking Jetstream Sam! A fucking Brazilian guy over here. Jesus Christ! I was expecting. He's actually got a revolver. I've got a revolver. He's got a revolver sheath. That's really cool. It's actually Mr. fucking Jetstream Sam himself. Damn! Gonna fucking double jump over us. Holy shit! And he's got revolver bullets on his way. That's really cool, actually. I like that. His cigar isn't in his mouth, by the way. He is so powerful. He is so powerful, the cigar simply levitates in front of his mouth. Would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen? Would you look at that? That is power. The sheer aura of this man keeps the cigar in place. No augments, just aura.
Yeah.
So you're giving the evil eye. Let's have the decency to say hi, eh? Right, that guy's talking to you, right? Red eyes as well. Red eyes display raw emotion. I realized she's anxious and furious. Oh, do you know him? An expert unit bloke's got to be at least 2 meters tall. You can look at that man, Dante, and everyone avert your eyes as well. They strongly recommended that we not say a word to him. It's actually Jetstream Sam. It's like Shrimp's got a first rank from Teensy Parencio. It's got to think real hard about whether you even come close to my rank before running your mouth, you hear? That shithead Lei Hang, he's a finger. The thumb is a syndicate with strict adherence to rigid hierarchical structure even amongst the fingers. And his placement in the hierarchy is even highest among the compose. His rank is immediately beneath the position of Sotto Capo, or underboss. Stop making me speak other languages, please. A small mistake of drags in the battle we do not want to fight. Please order everyone to not say a word, Dante. I don't know what's going on, but I get it. You're saying that's close to having another Ricardo hunting us down, right? Yeah, let's avoid that. It was fast ass, everyone. Lei Hang begins stumbling his way through the car towards, casually but forcefully shoving anyways to the sides. His gait was blasé and brutish, but I noticed his eyes were fixed intently on Ryoshu. It seems amongst the crowd there are some people in high positions as well, but if they averted their eyes or voluntarily got out of his way. He marched confidently throughout the frozen crowd, so he was familiar with this kind of reception, until a cry rang out from the crowd. You there, you big brute, how dare you block— Oh, he's about to die. He's about to he's about to get asked which hand is his main one. You deny your life its purpose. Called it. His reply, we had a blasted gunpowder and saw the right arm of the— He actually did the Jetstream Sam! He actually did the Jetstream Sam! Would you look at that? He did it! He did a reference! He had a blasted gunpowder slid right on the man who spoke out, catapulted into the air. That is actually a Jetstream Sam reference. Damn. Ah. He must have slayed it. Let's just go and hand him. Oh no, never mind. Then the son of wet meat ripped the entire length of the man's tongue out through the mouth. You have me an arm now, mighty sir, but you should have kept the side of peace on your belt as pure. The young master of some prodigious house pinned in his right hand. Those clearly he was utterly terrified. Lei Hang proceeded to grab his arm, bring it off It's like snapping a twig. Using a bow, seeing a friendly face put me in a good mood. Anyway, I don't recommend Mr. Spider's house. I can't imagine why anyone good jeans if he would use too whenever he goes swing by. Spider. Okay, that's a reference. It's the reason why she keeps getting spider egos as well, presumably. Raichu is Raiden. Yeah, apparently. That's what catching up to. I think I just look like a real good. Right, like back when. Won't mind the best out of them all. I thought I'd tell you how to make every cut real fucking delicious. Raichu, now is not yet the time. First inspiration, a low voice without raising her head. Shut up for a damn second. First, trust you still remember the poison you made by through your employment. Get that stick out of it. You're behind, kiddo. I ain't here to pick you up. I sure as I ain't trying to teach you a lesson back. Lesson either, like back when. Your baby's still at the house, ain't that right? Foreshadowing is a literary device. Rachel's grabbing the head of her sword like she was about to unsheath it. Oh god! Then should you refuse to unsheath for the duration of her entire journey. Am I wrong about that? Just what in tarnation happened then? I ain't exactly nose deep in them fellas' business, you gotta understand. It's something sure as hell went down though, didn't it? Yeah, he's supposed to be like a American Italian, right? Because the thumb is the mafia. Rosha's a mum. That's the entire plot of Hellscreen, basically. You know, that's something. So you're really fixing to unsheath that blade, Miss Roshi. And quietly holds her own voice, fast calls Roshi's name. Roshi. Oh, that was English there! That was brilliant! I wasn't that caught me by surprise there. Peak character. I love him. I need a gun sword too now. Sheer aura. The sheer aura of that man. I don't know who he is relevant to Hellscreen, but Jetstream Sam is canon to the Project Moon universe. There's one substance they look out again. Spinning voice for everything, the entire halls it loudly and boisterously answers the call. He's a fucking American. Gonna be here for the family hierarch war. Right. Anyway, that just confirms that Sinclair X Ryoshu is in fact what the Anyway, the outcome of the family hierarchy evaluation determines the immediately foreseeable future of the H-Corp, which brings party of varying, possibly clashing interests here. Hey, no, she didn't rush ahead this time. It's right, it's going to be like the time with the middle. Shh, I know a thing or two about the thumb from back from my syndicate days. About what happened to her. About what happened in the middle, like I said, I have no bloody idea who those things belong to. Besides, that sod is more powerful and violent than Ricardo, an individual we encountered in the past. Some commenced no manner of terror and violence, unlike that in the middle. As well sharing our impressions as Lei Heng, I found Ryoshi frozen in place in the same position you'd been in when Lei Heng walked past us, spacing out all the way to the pinky, huh? Ryoshi muttered something to herself. So even further chaos was about to overtake the crowd and the candidates. 32nd candidate, Jiazheng called upon the next candidate, and at the mere mention of that name, the chaos that swallowed the whole immediately settled into harsh silence. Oh, that guy. Oh, are they the Stiletto guys? The ones that focus on speed? Or what are they called? Night Owls? Are they Night Owls? Oh, there's people next to Jiachu. I've never met them before. Oh, that must mean their big brother Jiachu's answers to immortality. He collected them from the library. That's his answer to immortality, the light. I see. They're pretty skilled in combat. Just constantly looking around like we're nervous. They are possibly they're survivors of the library. There we are. Survivors? The only ones who survived the impossible, inevitable odds and the insurmountable force. The only survivors who may be explained by that very force, possibly. They canonically survived that? Or is it the fact that they got brought back? Is that the survivors they mean? And it's true of the Jia family. Jia Chu didn't spend very much time behind the curtains. He walked out soon after his seal expression changed from when he entered it. This many rings true. They both survivors of the place that soared beyond the star of the city before it vanished. It's a shame they were unable to sell such an invitation then. He passes. Jia Chu's expression did not budge. Inside he's got to be a foreign concept to that guy. Then that covers all the candidate scenes. First rank complete to all found families who grace this hall. Excuse me! Unlike Jiachu, his appearance punched a hole into our stillness, hung with sudden injection roused the room to a roaring chaos of confusion once again. Bao Yu, what? I think you might have missed a candidate. What do you mean? I believe we've caught every candidate present on the list. You missed me. Jia Bao Yu of the Jia family will be taking the family hierarchy evaluations. Right. So, they canonically survived then? Well, we know people get unbooked, but it's strange to call them survive. Okay, no, I was about to say all that talking just for more talking. Yeah, no, okay, that makes sense. I'm picking up what this. I'm picking up what the story's putting down. Isn't that a Jia Baoyu? What's that?
아니, 그보다 뭘 참가한다고?
What's that doing here? Here, I thought the library won't let you escape until you died. That's not true. For example, what's it called? Lulu. Lulu's a pretty good example of somebody who leaves the library and comes back. The reason why they're probably considered survivors is because they would have run, and then because they're only, whatchamacallit, general receptions, they weren't needed for the one true book, therefore didn't get booked again. That's my guess. That's my guess. But yeah. What's that doing here? That's not correct translation. It's gonna happen, but we really kick the hornet's nest, huh? Hark, one and all, gaze upon our glory. In the 11th hour doth the final band of heroes arise. You sang, don't pretend you're not with us, at least give us the audience a wave. Guys, I don't think they're taking the announcement too well. A large portion of the audience is vociferously expressing their collective confusion, wrath, and concern. These emotions are expressed by the jaws that have been opened past a certain degree. As Maso observes, I realized the chaos wasn't restricted to the audience, as the candidates were starting to get agitated too. And there he is, the disgusting, duplicitous bastard who brings annihilation to everyone around him with that silly, innocent smile. Oh, what's going on? I thought Baoyu wasn't participating in the hierarch war. That dumbass. Shut your... I don't know. Explain yourself now. I'm sad, told me to grab onto your sword like my life depended on you said that exact phrase. What's sync? It's... I don't know. Silence, young naive child? I mean, can't we just... She mentioned you too. She told me that if you ever said something, can't we just give him a good beating and be done with it? Ah, what a throwback. Decorum, I demand decorum. How you didn't risk having your body marred. Restore your name, it isn't too late now. I'm heading in, father. 33rd candidate, Baoyu of the Jia family. Come forth. Ready, Dante? I don't know. And what about you, Ryoshu? I'm itching to get shopping. He's vent this shitty feeling. Are you sure going to be okay fast? She's going to kill him, he's going to bring him back. There's the answer to immortality. This is something we must do regardless of the soundness of its participants. Aspect, certainly. I still quite detest this plan. To be honest, are any of us actually happy to go through with this? Okay, I guess there's the one. Only Ryoshu walked up to the platform. It was so much larger, grander, and more imposing than I thought it would be. Into the fabric threshold. Once walked past the customers, we instructed we saw Jiashun, Jiamu, and Jiajing waiting for us inside. I know not what in your life beyond the hedges could have wrought this change of heart. So you aspire to the seat of hierarchy is indeed a sight most curious. It's been a while, big sister. Has life in Q-Corp been treating you well? I've seen and learnt much. As you must have, Baoyu. Now I see your true reason for returning home today. I'm sorry, grandmother, I thought better than this, but it's common knowledge. So you did. Now you've revealed your intent, withdrawal is no longer an option. Very well, present the answer who brought me here today. I'm sure it is certainly many people standing in the same place as I am now, explain to you as what they thought they'd brought. So I suppose you would much prefer they give you a straightforward visual demonstration than to make you sit through another 1,000-word lecture. Honglu gave Ryoshu a nod. Yes, I'm okay. Our answer that we may be able to demonstrate before them is resurrection via Dante's power to show them that to us death is but a temporary setback, and a most dramatic demonstration of that ability would be too. Wow. Okay. Damn. Gave him the... Whatchamacallit? What was that person that we killed? Well, that we saw die in Canto 4? Canto 4? Indeed, you have suddenly demonstrated something. Which really is truly part of the day, Baoyu. I see, so the most effective way to do it would be to get killed in front of them. Then you're found ambiguity at that. Yes. Then does that mean one of us should make sure Honglu no longer lives? Or no need to beat around the bush. Remember what we did to each other when we first met? And Heathcliff, is the implication that you are still willing to murder Honglu without hesitation? Murder, mate, did you really have to put it like that? Verily, I do not wish her to put good companions more than I already have. Shreyen, thank you. It may be a stretch to say it is fortunate, however, we seem to have an individual among us, so maybe I'd carry the task in the most painless, swift, and unburdened manner. Everyone immediately wait, did that mean she took out a sword? Then to cut him in half? We didn't look at... Oh, so how would you like to be cut? Where's that fucker Lei Heng? Who's he working with? Slicing Hong in half did nothing to distract Raish from her own thoughts. Jeremy watched in silence, motionless in her seat, who split his brain in half. You have realized that's the end of the child life, not even life insurance to be able to bring him back now. Baoyu? Well then, what will you do now? You have no means to restore the shade of the family. For your transgressions, you will... Clock. Spin it. Insert turned in one of the most high-intensity situations I've ever turned it. The muscle eyes, the nerves, the flesh of his bit all began to reconnect like rewinding videotape. Wait, why isn't this hurt at all? Francisco with the sword was no joke, it didn't even feel the slightest bit of discomfort. I doubt even Honglu realized he was dying. Baoyu, I truly realized it had been a while since we've met. He's grown quite bold. I smell beasts. Dark shadows appeared outside the curtains surrounding the room. What's happening? Bull, rooster, dragon, monkey. The Heishua are here. Fast to find the answer to freedom and aging and death, not to break a taboo and precipitate the destruction of our home. It's not long since the family that once led H-Court was brought to ruin, no arbiter nor court should ravish the family of Hongyuan again. Jia Yanshu appeared ready to man the Heishua to kill us all, but Jiao Mu silenced her with a wave of her hand. You will wait. Vulnerable Jiao Mu. Once the resurrection is complete, the head will west ends before they... Oh, okay, so that's... The taboo is literal resurrection. Yeah, right. Oh, for one moment. Your action judgment is to judging completely. I wish not to lose either our treasure and the clue to immortality. And Honglu was whole once again. Ah, thank you, Raishu. It really didn't hurt at all. And you too, Dante. No problem. Grandmother, big sister Yanshun. Do you see that? This is the immortality I found. Are we safe? If aught be owed, a swift vengeance shall arrive in time. It is simply yet to return. Bushibu. Not sure. I should know how to say those, but I can't. Right. Gemma's quiet utterance seems to dissipate the forces that surround us outside the curtains. Jia Yu in the first round of family hierarchy evaluations, you pass. Yu of the Jia family passes. What trickery is this? Either was on some sightseeing tour away from Hongyuan like a jobless rich kid when he even managed to find his own answer. Thus ends the first round. Those who pass must prepare the second round set to commence tomorrow. Round with candidates barred from Hongyuan and another between now and the commencement of the second round of evaluations. Do one and only rule. Thus remember it well. Anyone who dare break it is immediately disqualified. That is all. As soon as Jiao Zhang announced the end of the first round, everyone in the audience seats began rushing towards the first floor. Being mixed up with the crowd is probably not a great idea. Let's get out of here. Indeed. Let us immediately return to Honglu's room. I decided to slip out of here, but the curious crowd swept us away. Half Rooster turned to leave. So Jia Chu and Appa. Oh, big brother Chu, congratulations on passing the first round. I hear that you passed well as well, young master. Congratulations are in order, it seems. How's it you, young master, has not shown an inkling of ambition towards the seat of the hierarch, suddenly emerges one of its candidates positively stealing the show. Well, you know, sometimes people get swept up by random surge of ambition. Wasn't that surge of ambition your company's and not young master Bao Yu's? Well, if our last meeting didn't confirm it, it sure seems like they know us well. Have we not impressed upon you that Have we not impressed upon you enough that we're nice to remain within the borders? Instead he sparks such slaughter at the fringes of perimeter. I thought only his role and design would be played as a pawn by Jashun, no more. My lord, perhaps you've overestimated this young master. Are you still of belief that inaction is a path without consequences? I didn't even get to see hello to you earlier, brother Chu. Bao Yu of the Jia family formally extends his greeting to you. Oh yeah, because he's supposed to be standing for Confucius, isn't he? So it's... I wonder what Honglu's philosophy is then. Because if it's in direct conflict with Confucius's ideals of ritual as a pathway towards... and trying to re-bring back the old... So presumably he wants old H-Corp, I'm assuming. Because that's Confucius's idealism. He wants to bring back the dynasty that happened before, because his Confucianism was basically the idea that people aren't born human, they have to progress towards being human by following ritual ceremony, and that heaven did exist on Earth, or an approximation of heaven, paradise, was the previous standing. So the mention earlier to old H-Corp, the H-Corp that was ravaged, presumably is a reference to an old dynasty. So I'm assuming this guy supports that, just from that. So it's also interesting to see that he's against Honglu's philosophy of inaction, because Confucianism's teachings were very much not of inaction. It was very much of, we need to act to bring back what was lost. But yeah. I realized that the first time we're meeting face to face since I reached adulthood. Speaking of which, did you manage to stitch Big Brother Yihua and Mr. Qing Tao's heads back onto their bodies? It was the first let out a flabbergasted gasp before the other sinners followed suit. I guess that's just how siblings Hongyuan greet each other, huh? Seems that Miss Bao Chai was a particularly nice exception. Here's a question that deserves no answer. You arrived here unexpected, yet ready to cast yourself into the flames for all the mere reason that your turn had come. If your mind hasn't changed, then it would have been wise to remain unseen and unnoticed as you had. Yes, thank you for your concern. This facade of wisdom of pensiveness worn upon your speech is truly intractable. Do I do that? Noticing Jia Chu's hand tied around his weapon, Ishmael quickly jumped in. Oh, in case you forgot, there's a rule within the candidates who passed the first round for killing each other. Hopefully I'm not the only one who remembers that. If you're going to continue to bully us, don't be surprised there are consequences. Oh, so you finished the preparations, right? The reinforcements are standing at the front gates. What reinforcement? Which is why I'm warning you that taking any rash acts prior to the start of the second round could result in a pointless skirmish for both of us. A loud boast from an illusory... That's I quite like that. That Otis is making allusions to an imaginary army. That's very fitting. Labos from losing army in an empty fortress, though I believe that sheer might is hardly a quality one should want. Shh. I'm not intent on fighting you here. Jabba you'll get great suffering by endeavouring to embrace beyond your abilities. If you still wish to challenge and be broken, then perhaps that outcome is simply meant to be. With that, they turned around and left. It seemed they were here to only give us a warning. What a relief, I thought we'd have to fight Jiachu and his Heishul pack. They did see right through us in the end, but hey, nice teamwork, Otis. What unbelievable impudence. Did you notice how they don't even glance at the rest of us through that entire exchange? Zhu Baochai peeked out from a pillar before waking up to Honglu. You passed the first round! I'm so happy for you, Bao Yu. Seriously, what's going on here? I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams that you'd be staying the family hierarch war.
고찬 누나도 1차 심사에서
Congrats to you too, big sister Baochai, for passing the first round. Gathering that you hit it from me, you really didn't want anyone to know, right? Yeah, I imagine that must have kicked quite the rockets with everyone. Now I'm starting to feel kind of bad about this. Somehow we ended up lying to everyone. Hey, don't beat yourself up over it. Own it instead. It's all the same to you then. I want to say I'm so happy you decided to take part. I saw that you might have already left Daguanyuan so far away from me again by the time I was finished with the family hierarch war. That would have been too bad. So I'm glad we got to spend more time together, even as contestants. Don't forget to say hello and give me a wave if we ever run into each other, okay? Zhu Baochai left us to rejoin our faction, waving sweetly she did so. You have returned, young master. Yep, good evening, Zhuren. Zhuren bowed wordlessly in the same detached coldness we sensed earlier. She did not seem all excited about her master's success today, nor did she appear to be concerned about him. The letters arrived for you, young Master Bao Yu. You didn't even try to hide the fact that the envelope was tampered with, did you? My responsibility was to deliver the letter. Protect his integrity was not one of my obligations. Hong Louis, sure she's your maidservant? It's okay, she's not wrong. Zhuren, can I ask something? Ling promised to play a rock-tossing game with me, but I can't find him anywhere. Ah, that's, let's see, how many numbers have you learned so far, young master? Zhuren and I learned up to 10. Then you'll be back after 100 nights sleeps. So that's the lie they tell Hong Lu whenever somebody dies. It's 100 sleeps until they come back. Sleep 10 nights, 10 times, then that's 100 nights. Oh, that's so cool, Zhuren, you're so smart. Oh, it's nothing, it's something we'll learn growing up. Zhuren, I slept 10 times, 10 nights, but I still don't know where Zhao Ling's gone. Did I say that you master Zhao Ling was to return? You said he'd be back after 100 nights. Oh, 100 nights is hardly enough, young master. It will take at least 1,000 nights, given what they did to him. I see. You're smart as always, Zhuren. Master, it's been years, but young Master Zhao Ling's body is still decaying. He has lost control over half his body. You can ask who's fed the bullisters I sent him? So relay that bullisters are useless, young master. K. Rich's brain, I ever heard the other servants gossip it's impossible to recover from such a wound. Body's... Sorry, click past that. The body is functionally dead. Death would be preferable, in fact, so give up your naive hope and forget about him. You're always so smart, Zhuren. I now read the letter, Executive Manager. Alright, yeah. So they're pondering. Otis walked up to the front with the letter in hand. Sir managed a sword. Oh, everyone, how did you manage to pass the first round? I wrote this letter before I had the news, actually. You wouldn't even be reading this letter if you hadn't passed. Great. The heck? But let's save the celebrations for later. The real game starts in round 2. Other candidates must have been making alliances, strategies, sharing information about the next round. Meanwhile, you guys stumbled around, naming some line before returning your lodging. And here you are now, reading my letter. Is she watching us from somewhere? But not to worry, if your team specifically round 2 doesn't require much strategizing. It'll be messy and continuous battle after battle. So battle on, as you always do. Huh? It's what you do best, right? Hold on. I'd like to go in more detail on this letter, but I'm sure this letter will be, and has been, most likely, intercepted by someone from other candidates' clans and coalitions. So in order for you to attain your objective, you have to rely on what you've learned and gained so far, your intuition and fearlessness. Like I said earlier, but we have but one purpose. The textual clue suggests the one purpose implied to be come in second place and obtain the gold bow. That writes everything up? Oh, one last thing. Shameless curse who have rested their eyes upon the contents of the letter without authorization shall be struck down with the curse of misfortune that lasts generation on generations. Ne'er shall they ever be successful in any endeavor, regardless of nature. The bottom part of the letter has been torn off, huh? What a way to end a letter. So does anyone know what to expect in round 2? That letter really didn't help with anything at all. I'd be able to learn the exact rules inside and hear from the organizers themselves. It's like there are some forces who have already their eyes and ears on us. Executive Manager, there is someone by the door. Right on cue, eh? I don't think that's what it is. Damn it, you grab your weapons, prepare for bat. Try to rush, the person at the door was none other than Jashifun. She wore an expression that we're going quite familiar with by now, an interesting combination of annoyance and disappointment. Why do I ever expect anything better from you anymore? You're just opening your front door in without even checking a knock, just like that? Oh, I thought you were done talking with. Yeah, we can be really heedless from time to time. But I don't think anyone's intending to kill us, but it's decency to stand and hesitate in front of my front door, wondering if she should knock or not. Earlier in round 1, you had yourself killed in front of Jiamu and Big big sister Yanshun, didn't you? And you revived yourself around them too, I presume. Right. Why even go that far, huh? What's going into you, brother? Family hierarch? Really? Why now all of a sudden? I can tell just from that look on your face that you couldn't care less about becoming some family hierarch. Is that really it? They told you to do it? Juchun, imagine for the sake of it. What if, like, our actual goal isn't to come in first place? Do you seriously expect me to believe that? Totally. Heck, I wouldn't buy that either. Anyways, I'm not here to ally or play with you. I'm never ever doing anything like that with you again, brother. It'll be nighttime soon, you know, and your room's always been so dark that you barely let so much of a ray of moonlight in. Seems like she's wanting to be visits us some uninvited guests soon. Yeah, I know where the Ling Yu, a sudden unforeseen variable, spend the night in peace. But didn't they want us to lit around two candidates prohibited from hurting each other? I see, the only thing that matters is the exact wording of the law, not the spirit of it. Right, they won't intervene so long as a candidate's not trying to kill a fellow candidate, literally with their own hands. So don't trust anyone, even your maid servants. Thanks for coming here in person, Shushin. Tomorrow we'll really be enemies. And it's too late to change anything, but tomorrow. Gretchen stumbled over words rather than turn around and left as though she swallowed what she wanted to say. When she expressed a wish to herself, I made 3 attempts to talk her out of it. It was highly impertinent of someone in my station to advise against it 3 times, but yes, but I implore you all to know the choice to come here was not an easy one. This question bit's not a bit noisy, but are things okay over there? We'll face the trial to the best of our abilities. I wish with all my heart our paths will not cross tomorrow, and I share the sentiment. I wish not to ever bring harm to them while they toss and turn. Well, when's anything good as we wish, eh? But Heathcliff sounded just as easy. Intruders, here we go. Oh, whoops. I didn't even realize I was out of energy. I've just been clicking next battle, next battle, next battle, next battle. Oh moon, once it waxes it wanes. Oh water, once it fills it overflows. For all lights must go out, the night's still. It is time. Drop in your sentence. Hey, what are some new infiltration routes in this building that enemies could use? Anyway, really, as long as the assassins willing to put their mind to it. There was this one time when someone suddenly appeared from under my bed. That sounds kind of terrifying. What happened to the taboo against attacking somebody in their own homes? Rosha was leisurely puffing a cigarette as soon as walking in a full alert suddenly pointed up. Ceiling, someone just landed above us. So if they're hiding in the ceiling, there must be war waiting for us just out the door. Long spec casualties are expecting to have them join us for tea or something. Impressive, you're pretty sharp. As soon as all whipped around, swung the weapons toward the voice, but Assassin dodged back with ease and began chugging from a gourd in his hand. Wait, it smells like... Is that sod drinky on the job? Give me a break, I'm an old guy on the night shift. I say I deserve a drink. Target soon, Master Jiao Bao Yu. Let us kill him quick and I call it a night. That all the enemies began flooding into the room. Couldn't we just let him kill them? Let them kill him? Literally bullshit King Tao came up with. Oh, okay, good to know. Like, we could just let him kill him. Oh, huh? Oh no, that's... Oh no. Right, so I take it they've got a lot of unbreakable coins? No? None of them have unbreakable coins? Right, okay, never mind. Oh good, they don't need unbreakable coins, they'll just kill me here and now. That's good. Right, okay, I'm just gonna... I'm hoping this doesn't turn out to be like Canto, 6? I'm hoping this doesn't turn out to be like Canto 6, where Chapter 1 is the easy one, and then everything afterwards is hell. Alright, cool. Also, yeah, no, that fight wasn't too bad. 22% Otis. Oh, it's good that it wasn't too bad, because it's going again. Right. Just what I want. The exact same fight over again. Oh, there's more of them now. What do you guys? You guys have unbreakable coins. There we are. That's what I was expecting to see. Oh.
해보겠습니다.
Uh-oh. The assassins don't have the ends and counter from the guys, no. They just target him. The fact that I can never get above favored really begins to drag on after a while, to be honest.
해보겠습니다.
Wow, okay. Ishmael won the clash. That was insane, by the way. That nearly beat Forest for the Flames. If Forest for the Flames hadn't hit a 10 there, we would have lost that clash. That's one thing that really scares me about the base IDs, is the fact that you can never really get a dominating clash. It is always favoured. Which means that if you choke all the enemy, if you choke all the enemy succeeds really well, that's it. Say bye-bye to your sinner.
제가 해낸 건 맞죠?
Oh. Bye-bye, Dom. Whoa, that killed her in one, what? Right. I think we may have lost here. How many people are left?
수감자를 고기 조각으로 만들어 봐야 당신만
We may have lost.
텐데. 시계를 돌리는 일에 너무 익숙해진 것 아닙니까?
Yeah, Musso is here. We're dead.
행동을 개시합니다.
The moment Musso enters the battlefield, I know I'm fucked.
모든 걸 거둬들일 순 없었어. 기다려. 아직 안 끝났어.
That wave slash ability is far too strong. Jesus. I mean, I imagine it's not that strong if you're actually using a proper team, but funnily enough, we're not using an actually, proper team.
밖에서 막고 있는 꼴을 보니 그다지 유쾌하진 않군.
Struggling, hopeless.
무방비하게 만들지 마십시오.
Truly. Wow, still only favored on the ego is terrifying. Right, good to know wave slash clash is higher than an ego. Okay, they're both dead at least. Wait, no,
파우스트가 알아요.
they're not. Really the best use of ego there.
모든 걸 거둬들일 순 없었어.
At least it's not a negative coin AD. I mean, negative coin attack. I'd have far more problems with it if it was. I think we've won?
알고 계시겠지만
I'm hesitant to say, but I think we have. We outnumber them.
목소리일 뿐일 테니까.
Okay, one staggered. That's basically all we needed.
굴리든
Right.
스스로 생각하십시오.
이상이 무엇이라 생각하시오?
Those are good portents of what's to come. I'm assuming we can expect more of this in the second round.
아름답진 않네. 제가
Oh,
해낸 건
everyone
맞죠?
left on the field is staggered now. Brilliant. Yes, brutally slaughter them. That's an insane amount of damage for the base IDs to put out. 73.
단순해서 조정에 따라 2번 수행자.
Ryushu, the DPS ID that nobody ever knew existed.
달고 잡잘한 걸 준비해두지.
No, don't tell me I have to keep fighting them. No, I don't want to keep fighting them.
끝내고 밥 먹으러
I want to keep fighting them. Oh, okay, it's boss time. Glug. Ooh, well, still working on it? Because I continue estimated by first. Shi Yihua made the same mistake. Seriously didn't think we'd be defeated by such a pathetic force, did you? Oh, pipe down, you give me an early hangover. Don't you compare us to that little troublemaker of the Shi family, will you? Capabilities, combat capabilities are leagues beyond those of compatriots. So that's why he's so sure of himself, I see. I don't feel your name and allegiance. Really think I just tell you to ask Nancy while in this line of business? Heh. I have no name nor allegiance to give you, friend. I thought Though I had no name to give, I have a title that others took the liberty to give me, and to pick up one or two as siding for so long. He emerges with a liquor bottle and fades into the nightly shadow. The world is saying to call him the night drifter of the drunken palm. Oh, fuck. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks.
는 할게요. 안 되면 어쩔 수 없지만요.
Yeah, no, I'm getting horrific flashbacks already. Best clash I've ever seen. Nobody hit heads the entire time. Wow. He's already at 45 SP. Yeah, no. We're back to Backcliff, it seems. We're back to Backcliff. Haha! Very funny! Very funny game, very funny! I love it when the game just decides, actually, you were meant to die now, and just fucking kills me. I'm taking off my jumper, one moment, chat. One moment.
아스라이 바래지는구려.
Right.
목적지는 호기만소.
Wow. It's the same bloody cutscene. Anyway. Okay, actually, hold on. Fuck me. Bad speed spreads. Looks like I'll fucking die. Thank you, game. Just what I wanted. Yeah, it's a clashable game, so we should be fine.
제가 해낸 건 맞죠?
Great, staggered. Which means he is about to do a special move, which we can't clash, so that does just take out one of our sins regardless, but still. Wait, because he's panicking, he takes more damage from unopposed attacks. Okay,
제거하겠소.
he unstaggers himself at 50% HP, so all-inning him isn't the best idea. I know for a fact he has a second phase. For example, sure is a good thing I didn't all in on him. Can I even remotely clash that? I'll take a neutral. Fuck it, why not? Oh, I need to use that.
홉들을 제거하겠소.
Yeah, no, there was no way. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Faust. Oh, Faust didn't die. I thought that would insta-kill.
이상이 무엇이라 생각하시오?
Great, stagger on them. I think they're dead now. Of course Sinclair has to rock up to disagree with what I was saying. It only insta-shields Hong Wei. Ah, okay. That is absurd, actually. 10 speed? Okay. Okay, this will give him a -2, which basically offsets the buff he just got. Favored, struggling, but I have an ego I can use. Yeah. Faust is dead for that.
홉들을 제거하겠소.
I think I can do it like that. We just need to get his sanity down lower again. If we can get his sanity down lower again, we're good.
내가 찾은
Snack Harpoon actually has a really interesting ego passive. It's the... Well, I mean, I'm assuming you guys know it, but it's... If you're winning a clash, get additional power to clash power. If you're going to lose a clash, lose clash power. Which makes for quite an interesting thing where it sort of... It snowballs you. Ridiculously.
목적이 있었지.
Yeah, that was inevitable.
수감자를 고기 조각으로 만들어 봐야 당신만 괴로울
Alright.
텐데. 시계를
David...
너무 익숙해진 것 아닙니까?
Struggling, which is... Oh, we don't have enough ego resources for it, which is fine, because we've got this. Snag Harpoon. Does Snag Harpoon need to clash that? Do I have anything else that can clash them? Let's bring in that, because it's good to get the healing up on that. David... Actually, Snag Harpoon clashing that might be for the best.
예술이 뭔지 보여주지.
Right? Oh, Saga. Does this kill her?
내가 찾은 나만의 항해
No, it doesn't. That is so annoying. So annoyingly close to killing. Wow, it's another Sinclair choke, everybody. Yippee. Put it on the board.
저 로신한테 꿈에 닿을 때까지 몇 번이고!
밖에서 맡고 있는 꼴을 보니 그다지
Right.
유쾌하진 않군. 관리자, 수감자를 무방비하게 만들지.
I mean, hold on, just quickly before I test. I could do that. Is it more worth it to do this? Yeah. Right.
좋은 전략이네요. 가보죠.
What? Oh.
이젠 네 놈만 남았다.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. Cool. I don't know how I won that. Right. It's a turn limit. Oh, okay. Oh, so I could have just well, not Maso Ishmael, but I could have just Maso'd it. Right. Well, hi, our next and the last one. How strangely confident you are for someone who's failed to protect their master. He doesn't know that sinners can come back from death. Now that I've claimed young Master values his life, I should be free to clock out. There's no coming back from a crushed brain. Real shame. Had he studied on my tutelage, he almost could have met me in Sill. And the intruder disappeared from the room without another word. And after a brief break, I revived the dead sinners.
대체 어떤 가문에서
Right. There's who could have possibly sent him?
아까 그 가치우라는 놈이
I'm assuming it's health.
눈빛
Could be the
여전히
judge who
살벌하더만.
broke the bloke from earlier. You saw the way he was glaring at the rich boy. Wasn't the only one glaring daggers at Hong Lu, you know.
야,
Oh, you alright? If your brain's feeling funny, ask him to turn the clock again. No, this feels new to me. Whenever I was attacking here, this building felt so infinitely vast. But now that I'm here with all of you, it's still so crowded and alive, and that's funny how? Well, I imagine he's saying he's happy he's got his back, to paraphrase. I assume he's got to have killed Hong Lu to trigger that second thing.
99%
Oh,
명령과
Otis yet again, most valuable
1%의 제
employee.
실력이 합쳐진
Did I get the EX
결과였습니다.
clear? I did, so it's definitely not turn-based. Wow. You know, after he staggered, basically my entire team in a single turn of attack, single turns of attack, That's not it. Single turn of attacks. I got worried. I was about to start crying. Not crying. Well. Cool. Backcliff down. Young master, I've brewed some newer tea. Will you imbibe some before departing? No way, Hongli. Remember how the envelope we received yesterday was torn open? Refuse it. I'm okay. I'd love some tea, Yuren. Thank you. Yes, young master. Hongli sips Yuren's tea. Hey, that tea could be poison. I know we have Dante here, but you're being too reckless. I wasn't being reckless on account of having Dante around. If I was, and if it had really been poisoned, I would be needlessly hurting Dante in the process. Even if she's become a lot less friendly, Yuren still is Yuren, so I thought it would be okay. That's when I realized Yuren's odd change of character is reminiscent of those we'd seen earlier in the back streets of District 8. Yuren went through a lot of revivals, didn't she? Yes. She's my closest maidservant, so she was on the most expensive version of life insurance. So when you say Ziren's still Ziren, you mean that her memories are intact? Yep. Life insurance doesn't actually decay your memory, but still you slowly erode away. Like a stone weathering mercilessly gusts and rainstorms, the memory shrinks and shrinks, losing its definition until the form itself is lost. It only is the faint sensation that the stone was once there until it was no more. But I hope that faint sensation remains a warm remembrance to Ziren at least. Ziren quietly cleared away the tea set. Could not tell if she had heard Honglu or if she cared at all if she did. Regardless, we left it to a job and made our way to the palanquin that was waiting to take us to round 2 venue. We're marching out to meet your foes in a deadly war. Normally most sinners would have laughed at us for being overdramatic, but today they were all listening intently to our every word. We'd already had several close run-ins with candidates and their factions, and even the formidable Hayshore pack. These experiences were more than enough to convince us that it was time to take us seriously. We must first learn as much as possible about our primary foe, the one that poses the greatest threat, if you will, and that is Jiachu. So let's list everything we've learned about that individual so far. We know that he has no problems with blooding his own hands, remember how he grabbed those decapitated heads? And we know he tried to ensure that both our team and Zichen's wouldn't participate in the family hierarch war. We're also aware that he's flanked by Zilu, a mighty Hayshore, and Zigong, a strategist. And it seemed like he was the only one who sent... It seems like he was the one who sent the assassins from last night too, right? Yeah, we know that he's definitely aware of us, so we should also stand guard. As we all know by now, Daguanyuan is led by 4 ancient and great houses, the Jia, the Shi, the Zhu, and the Wang. Ever since the times before my own birth, this place was a den of political intrigue, a jungle where a single misstep could spell your death. The Jia family holds the most power and influence among the 4, which means that I was the top of the world, afforded a life of luxuries and leisure, the kind of envious life that everyone looks up to and aspires to attain. But Big Brother Chu, he was beneath even the rock bottom of the same world. Rock bottom? A metaphor for aught, perhaps? If it isn't, then I assume he's implying that someone pushed Jiachu to the depths. Yes, many, many hands pushed him towards the cliff until there was no more room for him to back up to, until only his remaining choice was to plummet. Brother Chu is the last surviving descendant of the annihilated Kong family. Yet his surname was Jia, was it not? His mother was from the Kong family. How? My hand was probably one of many that pushed him off the cliff. I don't think you're the kind of person to do something like that, Honglu. No need to make excuses for me. Envy and jealousy came about from my grandmother and the eldest favoritism. And where there is a zenith, so exists a nadir. Okay, that's... I'm curious how many people know what the word nadir means, because zenith... Presumably people know, but... I mean, context clues, but yeah. Hiding away won't let me get away from it, so I'm going to accept it. Honglu remains placid throughout the entire reveal, as I was making some innocent commentary about the weather and the clouds going by. I mean, I pretend like I know that word from reading and stuff. I know that from Fallen London, so like... I mean, that might be nerdy, playing an MMO. In fact, watch out for the ones working with the thumb too. As Ryoshu appeared more agitated than he was. The thumb? Oh, that walking brick shithouse from earlier? Lei Heng. You're weirdly worried, Ryoshu. Don't you just usually... It's because he's powerful. Silence descended in the palanquin. Has Ryoshu ever called anyone straight up powerful before? No one replied. Alright, how many fights left do we have? Do we have enough time to squeeze in one more backcliff? Not yet, apparently. Ooh. Oh. This is the back streets. Not the back streets, sorry, this is the outskirts. Because there's, Dina's chair. Oh, that's cool. Oh, and it's a nice transition from how traditionally in Chinese mythology you'll have the heavens, and then down below the heavens you've got Earth, or in this case the outskirts. Oh, you can go really far to each side actually, wow. Indeed. Yeah, that's Venus' chair that she sits in when she's interrogating that one guy before she attacks. Spoilers. I suppose, actually. Probably should have led with that. We've arrived at the venue for the second round of the evaluation. We found ourselves at some kind of deep subterranean area with multiple lists installed inside it. Some contestants are already rising on this, but most of them had elected to remain down here to quietly and furtively discuss their strategies. As for us, we're slowly getting used to our presence, drawing the attention of every single person in the room the moment we entered. Is this actually going to be the battle royale that was hinted at in the last intervello? Contestants must now each board their lists and send. Well then, should we get going too? I feel like we're drawing way too much attention, so let's... We were stopped by a voice calling us. Big brother Baoyu. Ah, Baoyu. Have you been well? I've seen a child who looked like her a few times in Honglu's memories. I remember being at Honglu, she made a mound of petals with one hand. Now she looked on at him without his normal motion, a spear in the very same hand. Baoyu, I didn't think you'd be participating in the family hierarch war. Have you forgotten that my family cannot exist unless we are in a service for greater houses? I am but a blade, serving a clan from the Zhu family. I see, for big sister Bao Chai's family. Yes, I'll be fighting in the service of others till the last of my days. Baoyu. Honglu took a step towards her, but she raised her hand and pushed him away. It was not a threat, but her gesture carried such implicit resoluteness that it brought Honglu to a stop. I'll be departing Daguanyuan soon. The elders have commanded me to leave here and experience more of the world. You're leaving Daguanyuan? So you leave me now, still refusing to illuminate me the truth about that day. Why? Why won't you stop smiling like that? Then I hope you'll never come back here again. We shared an intimate bond once, yet all is for naught. Now I'm unbound by the heavens, unbound by the dirt. Still lies this heart of mine with emptiness raw. A blossom may be lovely now, but its wilting sharpens the blade of woe, this blade of hurt. Our meeting should never have come to pass. You guys say things that are so difficult and saddening to hear. My own funeral was held long ago, and now, having met you for the final time, when we meet our ends here, may we each become a lone thread of formless smoke to be scattered to the winds. With that, Baoyu walked away from us. Looks like I forgot to introduce her to everyone. She's someone who made a brief connection in my childhood, though I guess our reunion was made under pretty unfavourable circumstances. Yeah, when you're about to kill each other. Pretty unfavourable, to be honest. That she has come here and so has some of the candidate. Means that we'll be enemies the next time we meet. Yiseng trailed off without vocalizing that sentiment inside. Connections are such fickle things, after all. Honglu muttered with a faint hint of loneliness as we entered the grand lift, enclosed by 4 pillars. The list rises ploddingly. When I looked down, I could see other candidates still waiting for their lists, looking up at us. The candidates whose fates may or may not intermingle with our own in this battle. Jia Baoyu! You will never leave this place alive! No matter what it takes, we'll cut off your head, no matter what it takes! Someone screams bitterly from beneath us, but the lift doesn't stop. Young Honglu, are we to battle villains henceforth in this quest? But to them we are the villains. Then are they to be evil in our eyes? It's a distinction without difference. No way, the evil predefined! Right. Incredible. Whichever is the case, I'm pretty sure that trying to draw a clear line between enemies and allies won't mean much. It seems like we finally arrived for our destination as the lift slowed down. Oh, okay. That's interesting. They've recreated the outskirts here. They've recreated LobCorp here. Why have they recreated the old branch of LobCorp out here? We're greeted by sight that at first glance appears as though it belonged outside, but we quite see this within the fines of Hongyuan. Underneath the blue sky were 2 metal gates leading to a massive looming structure. Red lights flickered ominously around the building. Looks like they decorated this huge space to look like the outside. I can't even fathom how much money they must have poured into the project. Family Hierarchy Evaluations, round 2. Its embodied voice echoed from the speakers with a buzz. Begins now. The doors that carried the lift up to us here closed shut. Oh, I finally recognize where we are. You've been here before? This place is the site of the former H cult that was once headed by the Kong family. Right. Oh, a mini retcon. Oh, so it's saying that Bina was attacking this place, former H Corp, before then going on to attack LobCorp. That's interesting, actually, because that suggests that and the previous comment about why would you dare break a taboo. So it seems that old H Corp got taken out by arbiters, or an arbiter, and that's why they're really wary about it. They're continuing the search for immortality, but without revivals, because revivals got them persecuted by the head before. That's cool. They still bleed from the wounds it made then. I wonder if we'd be spilling fresh blood over them today. We're surrounded by the loud and crowded bustle of the teeming audience. So this isn't the outskirts then, it's just what old H Corp looks like. Is Honglu smiling still as he always has since our first meeting? I turn around to face him. I only see a much younger Honglu. The deep sorrow in the child's eyes was about to overflow, as if he were ready to burst into tears. Right. And that's the end for now. Right. Pretty good stream, I think, everyone. We didn't get caught anywhere other than that one guy. So yeah. I'll see you all again probably